All right. Yay.
Yay. That sounds like a yay you would say on the Monday coming back from vacation. Because that's what this feels like. We've been on vacation, and it's Monday back to work. All right. Work.
All right.
Yay! Yay!
Yay. Because this is work. I don't know. Imagine if this was work.
I wish it was work. Holy cow! Imagine this. This was our job. That is the American dream, of course. Who would listen? Because especially this is a BS show. This is the way we've got such a luxury. Think about it like this. Well, think about this. We had a luxury. We had a BS show in the beginning of January. Then we had a top 21. Sorry, I'm already looking ahead of you. A top 21. All right. Then for the next show, in essence, it was like a BS show because there was no review again. It was just more talk of 21 and the stuff we didn't talk about. And on top of it, we had guests. We had Watson for 2 shows in a row. And what did we do the first week of January? A BS? It was just the 3 of us?
I think it was a BS.
Or did we have a guest?
I think Watson came back.
It wasn't the year end?
It was the year
No.
end.
There was 3 shows a month.
Then Watson came back and we wrapped up.
Right.
We did the year end part 2.
Yes, so it was like another BS. And now we take 7 weeks to the day off. We come back here and it's another BS.
Don't draw attention to it, Dave.
I'm trying to make
like, what? Yeah, what the fuck?
The crazy thing is next week's show is supposed to be a BS show, I think.
Next show
this is the year of the BS.
That
This is the theme for the year. Year of the BS.
We've been kicking around themes for the year.
No matter what tier you get, we're not doing it. That's the surprise.
Oh, jeez. Oh. Episode 200. The 200 best BS moments.
I missed you guys. I'm over it now, but I missed it. Like when you first popped up on the screen, I'm like, there they are.
Yes.
Did Dave get a haircut?
Yeah, look. Yeah. Or is it in a ponytail?
Look.
Nice, man.
No.
Short. Yeah,
No.
look at that.
Totally. What is this, a New Year's resolution? I thought you said you're never going to have a cut again.
I'll tell you what. COVID fucked shit up so bad over here that anything to minimize my time standing. Well, look at it this
I didn't
way.
even know that was a side effect.
I will. Wait a minute. Oh, I did miss you guys. Okay. Shit. Okay. I'll put it to you this way. Today I got in the shower. You go on at 9:00. Okay. I got in the shower at 8:46, and I got out of the shower at 8:52. I was able to take a 6-minute shower. Now, if I still had the hair, with everything, the hair alone is fucking 10 minutes of work because I wash, I condition. It's the whole fucking thing. So the reason why, well, ultimately,
that's just his back.
Listen, though, gross. I had to minimize my time standing because fucking literally just standing in the shower and fucking, you laugh, but I'm telling you.
I love the extremes you describe this stuff. I love it. I had to minimize my time standing.
Because I'm telling you, I was winded when I fucking got out of the shower just from standing in the shower for fucking 15 minutes, and then if I shave afterwards, that's another fucking 10 minutes. If I'm on my feet for fucking 40 minutes straight I fucking would finish and I would go right back into fucking bed. Now I have to sit there and catch my fucking breath and get back to where I was for like 10 minutes and then fucking regain strength. So anything to minimize my time standing is what I did. And that's what it was because all the work that went into the fucking hair and gel and everything. I'm telling you, I took care of it, but you couldn't tell half the time.
So you're having long-term effects. Like you still have body fatigue. You still have brain fog. And I'm not making a joke. You mentioned it. Okay.
Yeah, I have a little bit.
These are also the new head ratings. body fatigue, head fog,
and brain fog.
and brain
It's also
fog.
a new John Carpenter. That's also the new John Carpenter film, Brain Fog.
Holy shit! It's so funny you should say that because I was thinking of new head ratings the other day because I was watching
Fatigue.
a documentary.
Brandon's on. That's awesome. Body fatigue and brain fog.
Brain
That's
fog.
better. Those are better for like the lower two tiers. They're in.
Right.
Those are the new. Those are the body fatigue and a brain fog would be like the absolute lowest.
Brain fog.
Holy shit!
Brandon, that's awesome.
It is fucking great.
It's funnier the more you
Us.
Oh, us. We really are great.
Whew. So I tell you what, I really still do have a little bit of brain fog. The fatigue is less. I cleaned yesterday for like an hour in the house to test myself. You know, I was vacuuming, I was doing this and that. We were all doing our stuff, and I didn't feel too winded. I didn't even have to take a headache pill after. But I took a headache pill before we got on here. A big fat fucking 600 milligram ibuprofen joint, and I had to do it because
Joint.
I had a headache.
That's the new mild rumble. Is the headache pill.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness,
I don't want
look at
brain
this.
fog. Whoa. You're modulated.
What's the date today? Hold on. Today's the March 6th.
Yep.
Stuttering. Stuttering's another fucking thing with the COVID. It comes along with fucking all this stuff. And when I try to talk too fast or get the thoughts out of my mouth before they're out of my brain, in the past I
Hey,
could
welcome to my world. I must have had
but you
COVID
feel-
when I was young.
well, there you go. 'Cause it's
That's all, folks.
Patient zero here was born with COVID.
Patient zero.
I
Oh,
jerked
fuck.
off that guy from Wuhan's mouth, and that's what started the whole fucking pandemic.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Woo,
A new
okay.
low.
March 6th. Okay, check this though. The last time we recorded was the 16th of January, by the way. This is 7 weeks of the day. Now the 13th
Wow.
and here's the funny shit. The 16th was Sunday. There was a big storm that night. Now we went out on the 13th and the 14th for our anniversary. Okay. Now we spent the night in the hotel, the whole nine, this and that. Went to the movie to see Scream the next morning on Friday morning. Recorded this show Sunday morning. Monday I was supposed to go to work. I got snowed in, and there was so much snow, and the fucking plow guy forgot about us. There was something happened. The guy just forgot we were on his route. He made up for it, but I had to use. I couldn't get out. I had to fucking call in
Bulldozed
sick.
down my neighbor's house. How do you make up for it?
I'll tell you what he did.
Flowers?
He sent me a $70 fucking gift card for a place to go out to eat at. Yep.
What?
He felt
You're-
that bad about it.
No one does that here. You have a private bulldozer guy or something like that? Like we're like the town does our streets.
No, I'm not talking the street. I'm talking the driveway. Who does your driveway?
Oh,
Right?
you're one of those. Can't take out a shovel.
No. Fuck that.
Yeah,
And I
no.
don't have a snowblower. And I don't have the money for it. I honestly, I would rather spend $300 a year and give it to this guy and hope that
Yeah.
it's wasted money and hope that fucking he never comes once. That means it never
I
snows.
hope that it's
Really, I would rather throw $300 out the window to never see snow every fucking year. It'd be great. You know, it hasn't happened yet.
I would pay $300 a year to never have snow again.
Fuck yeah. And I don't have to do anything with it. The guy
And I don't
comes.
even have
This
$300.
time- Well, believe me, it's a struggle to
snow.
get it. Oh, he's got snow.
That's
So-
awesome. Like that's a really nice of him. A $70
It was-
gift card.
They
Yeah, well,
couldn't
he
go
felt
though
really
because
bad 'cause-
there was snow in the driveway, so they couldn't get out to go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, it's
I
for
didn't use
Canadian
it-
Tim Hortons.
Here's the funny thing. I used it like last weekend. Finally, I used it. Of course, I'm not going in restaurants. Still, I won't. But I went to a place, and it's a place that's like a bar restaurant. So, excuse me. So I went in to pick up the food, and of course they fucked up the order. So it was free, but then I had to go in there and wait. They had to remake the order again, and this and that. They completely missed one item that I asked for, and then instead of getting 2 crab cakes, they gave me 4 crab cakes. I was like, what the fuck? They got the whole thing wrong. I'm not complaining. It's just funny that I got some for free and it was a struggle. But the guy did feel bad because I called him. I said, I'm on Collin Court. And then he goes to another place called Qasim Court. And somehow he got us confused, and he goes, I just left. And I go, wait a minute, how did you just leave? So the guy, because it hadn't been such a snowy year so far, he just forgot about me being on his route. Then he felt really bad about it. He was really cool. And of course, I'm not a jerk, so when I called, I wasn't mean about it. I was like, hey, I think you forgot about us. So I had to use a sick day. My wife did. So that was Monday, the 16th or whatever, 17th. Now, Monday night, I go to bed, and as I'm going to bed, I start getting a little cough right at bedtime. I'm like, oh, shit. Didn't think a whole lot about it. Tuesday, I felt fucking shitty at work. Came home, fucking fever, the whole nine. Wednesday, I had the COVID test, and I came up positive on Thursday. So think of how long this has been. I probably got it on the 13th or the 14th when I went out with my wife, because it's the only place I never go out. So now, how far away are we? How many weeks is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, fucking 9, 10 weeks? Whatever the fuck it is. I will tell you this. I have been fucked up since then. I've been fucked up, and I'm supposed to return to work on Wednesday and do a full day. But the thing is, I tried to go back once, and I worked for 2 days, and I couldn't fucking hack it. The first day I felt like puking, and the second day I really felt like puking so bad that I was dry heaving. So I fucking had to leave work and go back to the doctor again. And then the next week they brought me into the hospital. I was in the fucking hospital. They were doing tests on me, CAT scans, this, that, fucking fluids, all this shit. Because I've had a headache 90% of the time since fucking I got COVID. A headache every fucking. It's crazy. The fatigue is scary because here's what happened. I tried to go back. I was fucked. So the next time I tried to train myself, I was supposed to go back like a week later. So I said, let me go on the treadmill slowly at like a 2.5 just for like 10 minutes, just to see if I can maintain some type of pace. So I did it. The first day I lasted 8 minutes, and the second day I lasted 7 minutes. It was a Saturday and a Sunday, and I legit fucking was dry heaving. I couldn't do any fucking thing. And then when I went to the hospital, which was after that, they told me, they said, hey, don't test yourself because you could, I think they said you could scar your lungs or some shit like that. They said, don't even do it. When you feel you think you're ready to go back to work, just go and find out when you go. But don't test yourself in the meantime. So I haven't, again, like I said, I was cleaning yesterday. I'm doing more stuff. I do feel better than I once did, but am I ready to walk the beat, if you will, at work and fucking physical work all day? I don't know. I'll find out. I got to go to the neurologist on Tuesday because of these fucking headaches. It's crazy. But that's the nutshell there.
And that's the haircut story, everybody. That's why he got a haircut and clean shaven.
And that's the reason why it's $30 a month, not $3 a month for Patreon now.
Imagine that.
Well, no, all joking aside, we kind of knew in the chat, but although not about the Patreon, that's going up.
Yeah, all joking aside, it's going. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the post-COVID.
4 BS shows a month. 4 shows a month, but they're all BS.
The war in Ukraine is affecting the Patreon money. And so everything's going up, just like gas, just like everything else that's somehow affected. My bread is somehow affected by what's happening overseas. So Patreon's being affected by it too. End of story.
We were going up long before that. It's just hit its height now, you know. But bottom line is,
I'm joking, obviously, but
we're screwed. We're screwed either way.
That's crazy, man.
Dude, it is crazy. And the thing is now, my wife also, she didn't go back to work until last week. So she got it. When I went to the doctor, to the hospital, they told me that what I have was something that they go, you don't hear about it a lot. This is the fucked up shit. I'm learning. The more I learn, the more I trust nobody. Because I go to one guy. First, the guy tells me about the booster. He says, you know what? I told him about what happened with my father. And he goes, that's been happening more than you think. They just don't publicize it. He goes, that booster? He goes, there's been a lot of complications. Now, I go to the other guy at the hospital, and they said that I have something that they call, excuse me, long COVID. And they go, a lot of people have this long COVID, and they have these effects, just like a headache or fatigue, and they can't work for a long time, and you just don't hear about it. You hear about the people that die or get very, very sick, or you hear about the other people that are over it in fucking 6 days.
The ones who die are the
or have a ruddy
COVID.
nose. That's it.
Right. Yeah. You either hear a real small time or you're fucked because you don't hear
COVID.
about this. Right. But this is what I'm saying. This stuff goes on, and it's just not publicized. Now my wife was sick the whole time. She got everything. She got this. She got the booster. Francesca got over it in fucking 4 days. I mean, she was bad for 2 days, Frankie, down, bad. But then 4 days later, it was like nothing ever happened. So she was fine. Me, I've been fucked up the most. I didn't get the booster, as we've covered before. My wife did. Bottom line is, everybody was fucked up regardless of what happened. Booster, no booster, fucking no shit. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, my brother, who's been to the house, hasn't got one shot yet at all. Him and his wife. And
it doesn't surprise me based on how you've described it on the show.
Well, no, he's just like me. He just doesn't trust anything. So he's just kind of like, believe
he's a little
me.
bit more paranoid.
Well, all I can tell you
I don't know. I'm going by what you've described on the show.
Did Damien get the shot?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. I don't talk about this stuff with people unless they bring it up to me. I don't want seriously. I don't want to get into that conversation. See, I felt the way Mike felt at the beginning when they came out and they said, "Hey, I'm not going to be first in line," is what I said, and so did my brother. We're not going to be first in line just to willy-nilly go up. Okay, put something in my body. You know what I mean? So, whatever. But the thing is, he's gone all this time, and nothing's happened, and so he's just like, well, whatever. He goes. He thinks that his opinion. I mean, he sounds paranoid, but he's really not, because he's not like he's not some like crazy right winger.
Yeah.
Not at all. I'm more of a conspiracy guy than him, but he's not like some crazy right wing person, like extreme. He's not one of those people that doesn't believe in it. He very much believes in it. He doesn't go anywhere. He wears them. You know what I mean? So it's not like he doesn't buy it. He thinks that everyone's eventually going to get it. He's even said these, everyone's just going to probably get it. And hopefully we do get that herd immunity shit. Because if not, the way we are right now, nobody's wearing masks anymore here because the fucking laws changed. I got to go back to work Wednesday, I'm going to be the only guy wearing a mask. I know it, because I know those fuckers aren't going to wear a mask. They protested it the whole time. So, but I am always going to wear a mask because I'm a germaphobe and I don't ever want to feel this again. So it's like, fuck that. I don't care what people say. So it's like, but now masks are all off here. Everything is going back to normal. One of two things are going to happen. Either herd immunity, or whatever the word is, herd immunity is something that's going to happen, or we're just going to keep yo-yoing, and it's going to everybody gets better, everybody gets sick, they unmask, this and that. Only time will tell. All I know is I never want to feel this shit again, and I'm so happy. I was cleaning yesterday all over the place, and my wife was like, remarking about it. She goes, geez, you're doing. I said, listen, honey, I said, I don't mind cleaning. I said, I thank God that I'm able to do it, that my body, that I can get up and do things like this, because there was a time I couldn't. So don't take your health for granted. And this is one of the things I've learned.
When I was a picture of health, I didn't lift a fucking finger, but now that I can barely breathe, I'll scrub down the tub every once in a while.
Dave, it sounds like a few more weeks you might be eligible to ride the Silver Bullet.
Yeah, I wish I was crippled.
Imagine that, like I got 3 wishes from like a genie, and like I rubbed the lamp, and that was like one of my first fucking wishes. Genie, I would love to be like the kid in Silver Bullet, so that I could ride that motorcycle, because like I can't just ride it normal. I have to fully experience what he went through.
No feeling from the cock down, please.
Please. Can you do that for me, Genie?
Oh fuck, man. I'll tell you what though. This is the worst part of all. I've gained at least fucking 10 pounds this time over this. I fucking, because you don't do anything. You can't do anything. You're not exercising. All I'm doing is sitting on the couch watching movies like a motherfucker. Like a motherfucker watching movies.
How many are you up to now?
Dude, let me look at my letterbox and tell you what I'm at for the year, because it's going to be fucking out.
While he's doing that, how many are you up to now, Brandon? Because you took a hiatus from watching, right?
Let's see. 2022 total. Come on, open the fuck up. This actually, don't forget, we, like Dave said though, we also recorded like mid-January. So some of these watches are actually still 2021 horror movies that I was prepping for.
Of course.
Yeah.
13 total.
Wow. Okay.
13.
So what is it? What is it? How much porn are you watching? And who's your favorite right now?
Honestly, I am watching the least amount of porn I've ever watched in my life.
So you're not seeing any screens at all? What are you reading? Books? What are you doing?
I am doing nothing.
Matchbox cars? Jacks? Video games?
Matchbox cars.
No.
Matchbox cars and jacks were the first two things that Dave went to.
Jacks. I've been playing a lot of jacks.
Cards, you got to be doing something. You can't just be sitting in a room. Well, you're not working, correct? Or are you? Am I wrong about this?
I'm not working right now. No.
So I don't believe that you're sitting on a couch all day doing nothing. It's impossible. You're not doing that. And if you're not masturbating, what are you not playing with toys and games? What are you doing? This is a podcast in itself.
It's a lot of nothing. I do watch TV shows and stuff like that. But,
okay, so that's the answer. So there are screens going on. Okay.
There are some screens. It's not as much, but I don't know. I've been getting out a little bit more, going out here and there.
Oh, you're going out. Oh,
that's good.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing crazy, just going to see the kids and stuff like that.
Oh, how they doing?
Everyone's good. So I'll drive to Pennsylvania to see the big ones. I'll drive 15 minutes away to see the little ones. I've just been feel like I'm returning to nature.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Man. Yes. Wow.
And you're going to a horror convention in a week or so, you said, or 2 weeks?
Yeah, next Saturday is Monster Mania.
No shit.
Nice, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could go. So, well, I'm not. I went anyway. Who am I kidding? Man, that's awesome though. Who's gonna be there? Well, what's happening there? Do you even know? Is there like a?
I know it's a big
Godzilla.
I know it's a Dexter reunion.
Oh yeah, is Dexter
Godzilla, King Kong?
Yeah, Dexter will be there.
all the main monsters.
I don't know if we covered
Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young. Okay, trivia question. Mighty Joe Young was the original name of what band?
Fish.
Nope, I'll give you a hint. It's a 90s.
Ugly Kid Joe.
Good fucking guess because wow, it's a great guess. Actually, no. Stone Temple Pilots.
That's a great guess.
Really?
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad guess. Ugly Kid Joe.
It is. It's good shit. Yeah.
It's good.
Yep. Ugly
Remember
Kid Joe.
them? What did they have? Like one song that was a cover that was popular, and then maybe one other hit.
I Hate Everything About You. Isn't that them?
Yeah.
I hate everything about you. Yeah, that's a good song though.
Mighty Joe Young.
My
everything.
Yeah, that was just a review of the movie.
Oh fuck.
You give me brain fog.
Meanwhile, I have no money. I've had no money come in from work. I've had one fucking check for $285, and the only reason I got paid on another week is because I had my boss put in a vacation week for me. Other than that, I will eventually get paid something, but it takes fucking forever. So I'm fucked. I can't do a fucking thing. This is crazy, man. The reason I've gotten by, my father's helped me out, and I turned $60 into like fucking $900 on those gambling sites because gambling became legal in New York with the online gambling. So they had all these specials for football for the Super Bowl, and I took that $60. And yeah, I won't get into the whole story, but they had promotions, and if you made the right pick, you got $280 in free bets. And I was making the right pick, and I was doing 4 different apps on my phone, 4 different apps on my wife's phone. And I was getting all this stuff, and I was hedging bets, and I was just being smart about it instead of greedy. And it was I got a little lucky too because they didn't cover. I picked the Rams to win on the money line games, and the games that weren't money line when you get the points, I took the Bengals +4, and the Rams won by 3. So I fucking won all that stuff, and then I won free bets. And anyway, long story, but I did good. Luckily, it helped out.
Moral of the story is gamble.
No. Don't gamble.
When you have no
take
money,
the
gamble.
Fucking suckers. Take those fuckers for what you can.
Put
and
it
then
all on black.
All right,
your kids, your house, the wife, all on black. Talk. Wow.
So
see, the jokes haven't improved. That's what we're proving right now. But you know what I've done? So
what? Yeah, I'm dying to know what you've done. You haven't heard a thing about it.
Well, I guess I've been a bit quiet, but not really quiet.
Really.
I mean, every now and then.
No, but
I've watched some movies here and there, some 2022s, which are not great, but I try to watch some. I watched, catching up on some old favorites and ones that I kept saying that I was going to want to rewatch, like Frenzy Alfred Hitchcock's Frenzy, and The Fury from Brian De Palma. And so rewatching those was great. But then I've written the script, and I am this close. I wanted to say that I'm done, that I was going to send it to you after the show, but I've got, maybe by tonight I will be. I'm on page 75. I'm on page 75 of the script, and it's literally, I already know the ending part because I pre-wrote that, like, as I was going on. I'm like, oh, I think I've got the ending. So I have that in, and it's like finishing the final chase and the final fight, and then into the ending part. So it should be done. I'm hoping I'll be able to send it to you this week for you guys to be able to read. Finally.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Wow.
So I'm pretty happy. I mean, is it perfect? No. But this is what you guys.
This is how it starts.
I'm gonna let it. Yeah, I'm gonna let my wife and my daughter, because my wife, I was reading all her stuff when she was writing it, so she's gonna read it. My oldest daughter is gonna read it as well, and you guys, you two, and then just.
And then you'll start rewriting it.
Right from scratch.
Or I'll start rewriting it. I'll be like, well, here's my submission.
It falls apart like about halfway through page 1. I would pick up. I got a little brain fog halfway down page 1.
I don't even know why I consider this hard, but the hardest part was trying to stay in the realm of reality of what we can do, because there's one way of doing it, just write what you want to write and then try to figure it out. But I was trying to say, listen, I got to keep the settings like a forest and minimalistic, and the cast to this, and it's got to. But I still think I try to be a little ambitious, maybe, but I try to like whittle it down without being like nothing. You know, we're not just in some open field somewhere filming something. So hopefully it's interesting. It's I liked what I've done, but you know, this is where your input will come in. And I have like a little score system that I want you to say, like, here's what, like, what do you think? But don't even look at that. I won't even send it to you till you're read it. But that's it. That's what I've been doing.
Wow, I'm so excited, man. Oh,
so
wow,
way longer than it ever should. But I'm happy to. I really wanted to say that it's done, and I'm sending it to you.
Hey, man, we got time still. We can I even get across the border? Is the question. Have they changed the rules yet or no? Is it still the same?
Oh, it's much better now. No,
do I have to take a test?
No. I don't even know if you did anyway, being American, which was always weird to us. It was always weird.
No,
but
I know.
Now
they lifted out here.
They lifted that other the one invasive one. I don't know what it's called. The one that goes right up your nose. Like, I mean, the rapid tests. I mean, I don't even know if you have to take. That's just good if you have them. Take them to be sure if you want to.
Oh,
but you don't have to get the other test by any means. So they lifted that, which is great, because it looks like our dance season schedule it's been on hiatus for 2 years, and I got to admit I've kind of enjoyed it because I haven't had to travel anywhere, spend a cent like extra, and now this year it's going to be full force again. So
we'll see.
But I'm glad I don't have to add 200. Well, yeah, I hear you, but I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be positive and optimistic now, because it's been brutal. So.
Yeah, sure as fuck is. I can tell you firsthand how fucking brutal it is. Yeah. But yeah,
well, I'm just glad after when we traveled in the summer down to like to have to pay $200 a person to get that test. That was bullshit.
That's it. The money. Right.
Yeah, I wasn't going to add $1,000 premium every time I went to travel, but that's been lifted supposedly. So we're good to go.
See, that was my concern. I'm not going to spend the money to cross the border. I don't give a fuck if they put something in my nose. I'm not going to give them fucking hundreds of dollars. I'm not doing it. Like, Fish is coming here to Toronto again this fucking summer, right? And the first thing I thought was, well, I'm not going to fucking pay. I don't know what's going to happen between now and then. But if things are if they go back, if we yo-yo again, and I don't know, again, I had to ask you what was going on at the border. If things are that way, I'm not going to spend the money to go. I'm just not going to. I'm going to go to Ohio. It's a 4-hour drive for me. They're playing in Ohio the week before, but it's on my birthday. It's on my actual birthday, August the 2nd. So that's a whole other story, but that's a big fucking birthday. So there's no reason I shouldn't go, but
it's high in the middle and round on both ends. Ohio! Yeah. I think I remember that from a Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes cartoon.
Were they Yosemite Sam?
It was when they went on the road. I think it was Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny.
I give up, Mr. Fudd. Why is the state of Ohio different?
Because it's high in the middle and wound on both ends. Ohio! Yuck, 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 yuck.
What's up, Doc? What's cooking? What's up, Doc? How you looking, Bugs Bunny?
How you looking?
I've been watching
I don't even know if that's a lyric.
I've been watching them. They're on HBO Max, the Looney Tunes. I've been watching all them things, you know? There's a lot of good shows you can watch. I've been watching shows like, let me get to my number. Hold on. How many movies?
Well, yeah.
This year, 104. 104.
104? What do you mean?
104
no, but
for
those
the year,
are those are not 2022. Those are just 2022 watches, not 2022.
Yeah, but he's on pace for like 500-600 movies at this pace.
Well, believe me, it's gonna end. I'm gonna go back to work. If not, yeah, of course that's what I.
What have you done? What have you done? You didn't watch any horror though for this year.
Yeah,
though,
two.
Have you?
Scream and Texas Chainsaw. That's it. The ones that I had to. Basically,
I'm at 2. I'm at 2. 2020.
I'm at 60 movies in total, and I'm at 11 2022 movies.
Whoa!
And the 11.
What's the best one?
Those 11. Texas Chainsaw.
Oh God.
No question.
All right. I'm happy to hear you say that. Good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, but then I listened to Heather and Scott on the Friday Nightmares podcast. Everybody out
Did
there,
they bash it?
already?
Because I'm.
No. I don't. If they've talked about that one, I haven't heard that episode. I just talked about when they're talking about the 2022 watches at the time, and they were both not very high or happy with what they wanted, and it was funny because one of the ones I watched, I just said I'm going to try this one because it's such a stupid title, and I'm not going to say I didn't want to turn it off at some point, but I ended up staying with it, and I thought it was not that bad, and that was like not when I say not that bad, it was still like a 5 out of 10.
What is it? What's it called? I got to look it up.
Rucker. They hated it. They were going to turn it off. But the guy in it, he's actually pretty good. And it's gory, but it's the same kill over and over again. But I like slit throats. So it's a lot of slit throats. And there's a plot twist that's a little weird in it.
Dave, even I skipped over it. I was like, Rucker. What is this about? Hootie and the Blowfish?
It's better. It is better than what It's better than what Scott and Heather said it was. It was actually, out of all the ones I watched, I think I enjoyed that one more than a lot of the other ones. I watched that Let Me In. I don't even know what the fuck that was. The Privilege. There's a lot of shit heaps. The biggest shit heap I didn't even put on here because it looked like it was a horror film. It was on Tubi. But then when I watched it, it wasn't a horror film, and it was the worst. If this movie's out there, guys, we don't even have to try to release. I wouldn't want to put my name on it, but we wouldn't even have to try with our. This had no sound production, bad editing, bad filming, bad framing. It was absolutely abysmal. And the downfall is they try to hide it under this domestic abuse message to kind of elevate it. Like, well, you can't trash this movie because it's about it's saying it has a good message to it. No, fuck it. No, this is the epitome of crap.
It was so bad after the movie, Christian beat his wife.
It made him want to involve domestic abuse in his life.
Like, honey, I'm sorry. This movie was so bad, I got to take it out.
I'm glad you took the bait there on the joke because I'm like, I don't know if I want to go that route with the joke.
Yeah, you were setting it up. I just bunted it out there.
Thank you for that. But yeah. Slapface was all right.
Yeah, Slapface was the other one I saw. I saw Slapface and TCM, and I enjoyed both. I'm not super high on either one, but I enjoyed both.
Yeah. Well, TCM again, another. I'm probably a bit higher than you, but I'm not blowing it. But I really enjoyed it. It was for what it was. It was a gory, fun ride. I don't know what people are expecting nowadays, and how convoluted, how much more plot do you need? It was a setup and a delivery. And I actually don't even know if I liked the setup all that much, but it was serviceable. And I liked the way it was shot. I liked what they did with the character. And the gore was fantastic.
Right. What do you want? I liked it better than the last two. I can tell you that. Oh, my God. Matter of fact, I like it better than every one of them. Okay, I like it better than A lot of them, actually. It's probably like right in the middle. It's like, you know what I mean? I like it better than 3. Yeah. I like it better than 4. I like it better than fucking the other 2 that came out before, Leatherface and the other fucking TCM 3D. I like it better than those.
This is why people hate Leatherface. I love that.
How do you not like? It's boring. How do you not like the setup?
Old and new. I like both Leatherfaces.
Old and new, yeah. When he said Leatherface, I was thinking the original part 3. But you're
people
talking
are
about
so hung up on this orphanage thing. How did he end up at the orphanage? The woman just took care of him. What is the big what is the mystery?
She said she takes care of fucking teens and fucking and kids that need homes.
How did his chainsaw end up in the wall? That's what I want to know.
That's the question. Did he put it there or did she put it there?
Yeah.
Was he hiding it from her? Is that what it is? That could be possible. Or did she put it there to hide it from him?
I didn't care. There was very little story to this, so like I didn't care about that. It was just more of a showcase.
But not in a bad way. It was a serviceable setup and good characters. And I like the fact that they played with that guy at the what happened to Brandon there. They played with that guy at the gas station for a second.
Do you hear me?
Yep, you're back.
I'm here.
Sorry. They played with that stereotype with that guy at the gas station. And then I like how they flip his character around and they do it a couple of times where you think like, oh, this guy's a dick. No, this guy's nice and whatever. And then I love that. I thought they did a good job with that. The movie, again, it looked great. And that first kill is possibly one of the highlight kills in any movie. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying if you're going to talk about a highlight reel of kills now, that first kill has to be included, I think now. That was my mouth. I remember my daughter, myself, my wife was kind of looking into it, not really paying attention. We were all like,
it was great.
It was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Lots of great kills. This is what I'm saying. This is what you want in a slasher. This is what people said they wanted a slasher to be. Just give me teens or whatever, young people going somewhere that's remote. They had a good reason for this place being remote and have them be fucking bumped off. That's it. How many times have we said, let's just have a standalone fucking thing, bop, bop, bop. Kids go here, they get killed, and it's another Texas Chainsaw. It's another Friday. It's another holiday. Just let them go there, and here comes the killer and do it. And the way they explained things was just fine with Leatherface, and especially with fucking Sally. They did that perfectly because it was only a small part of the film, and it made absolute sense to me. Everything that happened there made sense.
I think they were trying to use the new Halloween and that style. No, I know what people are saying. They're thinking they're copying that. I think they're trying to. No, but I'm saying it's different than that. I'm saying they're mimicking that as a joke because they're using that as here. This is going to be the setup, and you think Sally Harvestine is going to be the hero just to fuck you. And I think that was the great part of it. I think it was all this like macho setup, like, oh, here she comes. She's going to be the Jamie Lee Curtis of the movie. Nope.
Come on.
So I think it was I liked it for that, and I also liked the ending, of course. Chris A.K.A. Scott, he said he's watched that ending 40 times. He says, no, that's an ending. He says he can't believe that movie. He says, no, that's how you end a movie. He thought that was absolutely fantastic. The sound
that was my favorite part of the movie. The very last scene is the best part.
I thought it was going to be a dream sequence. I was holding off. I'm like, this is going to be a dream sequence. That can't happen. But no,
which is great. Yeah. And then the little teaser, the post-credit teaser as well. Sorry, guys. I know I'm getting a delay because I know I'm talking over you. So I'll stop talking.
No. I am. We're just excited. It's okay.
That's okay. It's a coffee. But no, it sounded much higher than but I'm probably hovering at that light. I'm a half-head explosion if we're doing new ratings. No brain fog. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely a half-head explosion. I quite enjoy it, and anybody that has mild rumble, that's okay. If anybody has any questions or comments about it, direct them to me, and I'm gonna have the answer. I have got this movie figured out. I'm telling you, I felt the way I felt going into it, and we talked about it. I talked about it with Jamie and Alex on Skeleton Crew feed, Bare Bones, and got together for the first time in a while. And I'm telling you that I don't say this much, but that may be the definitive fucking podcast review of that movie. Listen to what we have to say and the way we went into it. I really like the way we talked about it and the things that we said. To sum it all up, for me, it's a movie about tolerance. That was the fucking message of this movie. And anyone that went with the obvious stuff they showed in the beginning and this and that, and so with the other character stuff, you missed the boat. You missed the point. It was ultimately it was about tolerance. The entire fucking thing was like, okay, this and this and this. Well, I'll dig a little bit deeper. And as far as what do you expect's going to happen? How many times have we seen this in franchise movies? When one movie in a franchise does something, guess what? Don't they always do this? I mean, is it surprising that they did they Laurie Stroded fucking Sally Hardesty? Didn't I say it back then? They should bring back fucking Ginny and do a Friday the 13th that picks up with her as a counselor somewhere. This is what we've done for fucking 30 years with franchise films. One gets successful with one thing, the other ones follow suit. I don't know why people act so surprised about that. And once again, I got to repeat myself every year. Why do people get so surprised when in February and March, the horror movies that we've seen the first quarter are shitty? Every year, I say this, and every year by the end of the year, they come out okay.
I've accepted it this year. I mean, I've only watched 2, but I'm watching a lot of trailers, and I actually started a third one the other day, and 10 minutes in, I turned it off. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not enjoying this.
A trailer or a movie?
A movie. I was 10 minutes into to my third movie, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm really not enjoying this, and I'm turning it off, and I never went back to it. I'm like, I wasn't kidding when I said I'm lightening up on the numbers this year. But in terms of TCM, I enjoyed it. I do feel if I'm critiquing it from a story standpoint, I do think there were some missed opportunities. But I'm not gonna deep dive into that because, like you said, it is more about a showcase of Leatherface and brutal kills, and for that's where I fall into the mild rumble. If the story, I like the aspect of some of these characters. I like the school shooting angle. I like that. I wish it had been a little bit more developed. I actually didn't mind that they were going to go with Sally. I thought it was a lot of a wasted opportunity for me not because she was killed so quickly, just because the minute she came on screen, she's just acting weird. She's doing a monologue of her own thing.
I love it was like playing on the convention. I think it was like you know when you were talking, Dave, you were talking about the middle finger to the fans for like the Last Jedi and whatever his name, Rainn Wilson, whoever directed that fucking movie, was like giving the middle finger to the expectations, and I'm like, well, that's stupid. But this is different because, like, I mean, the only reason I compared it is because it's like they set it this expectation and then they just squash it. But I get it, Brandon. I get it. Like, if you're expecting something else, like you.
I wasn't expecting something else. I think the minute I saw that this was coming straight to Netflix and I saw the runtime, when I saw the runtime was like 80 minutes. I was like, okay, this is going to be in and out because 80 minutes, this was including credits. I was like, this is going to be a quick ride. Don't expect deep, heavy plot development. If it's at an hour and 50, then I would have been like, okay, we're getting a story. But
I agree with you because they needed. Well, another thing we didn't mention, and I know other people have mentioned this. I've seen in feeds, is it actually contained a massacre, which is that bus massacre.
Yes,
finally, it actually contained a massacre.
Oh, that was so good.
There was one transition right before that scene where they kind of mentioned, there's a storm coming, and like one split second later, it's dark and it's rainy, and they're like, "Whoa, that was a hard transition." Tickle my tits a little, like lead me into it a little bit. It felt like way too abrupt. I don't know, feather my ball, like just
tickle my tits.
Lead me into it a little bit. It just jumped right in. I'm like, whoa, that was quick. And I get it, quick running time. Maybe there was a couple of other scenes that they weeded out to get that boom, 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 boom. But I just felt like they were like left the decrepit house and they walked to the bus and it was daytime and it was like nighttime by the time they got on the bus. It seemed like that quick. Now, again, mild, maybe nitpick, but those are the things that irk me, are those transitions where they don't like, I'm like, oh, what happened there?
So did Jamie complain that it was too wet in this movie?
No,
there was a lot of rain. The right amount of wetness.
The wet has to be inside. You can't have wet basement. Outside, it's okay. It's all bets are off. It's weather. But there's no reason to have a wet basement. Come on now. But I didn't notice that, see. So I have to know. I've only seen it once. I got to watch it again. And I've been saving it because I didn't know if we were going to do a review because we were kind of hemming and hawing on what we were going to do. So if I was going to watch it a second time, it was going to be for, a proper review here. So I didn't watch it a second time, but I absolutely will because, like I said, I enjoyed it. And I like what they did.
Oh,
you do.
I do. I just have to mention one other thing. That Rutger movie, please, anybody out there, do not take that as a recommend to watch. It's still not worthwhile of your time. I'm just saying, based on some of the other movies I've watched, that stood up over the shit heaps. I went on Tubi and some Amazon Prime ones, and man, I know you guys were raving about Tubi, and I've raved about Tubi in the past too, and it's a good other sort of alt service and free, but there's some fucking shit on there. Honestly, and I'll get the title of the movie that I didn't even include that was marketed as a horror movie that was shit, and I'll warn you. I think I posted it on our page. I did post it on the regular page, not on the Patreon page, but it was absolute garbage.
Honestly, and Tubi, I don't like Tubi for original content. The only two movies from last year that I discovered on Tubi that I don't think were streaming anywhere else were the two found footage that were on Dave and I's list, Howard's Mill and Horror in the High Desert.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't find them anywhere in terms of like a physical copy or anything like that. But that they weren't Tubi originals. But anything advertised as these Tubi originals, they don't really look that good. Tubi is great if you want to like catch up on like old Italian stuff. I mean, it's poor quality, but it's free, so it's like I think they just put the Beyond on there. So
did they?
There's another slasher film, Dave, on there too, called I don't know if this was on Tubi though. I think I watched this differently, but it's Student Body. And that's
on Amazon.
Again, another 4 or 5 out of 10. Like, I mean, right there, kind of on par with Rutger. But because they don't give you good kills. Like they set something up, but there's a couple of freaky moments that I'll give it a little bit of credit to, but way too much setup. You want to talk about setup? Anybody that complains about Prom Night, this setup here is huge. It feels like nothing's fucking happening, and everything's on the nose, and it doesn't feel like it goes anywhere else. But I will say that there's a couple of effective moments within the film, but definitely not enough to recommend it as a watch, unless you're an absolute completist and want to watch everything. Did you end up seeing Scream, Brandon?
Scream? Not yet.
Student Body's nowhere?
No, nowhere free. It's only
that's
only to pay. I'm getting tired of these covers though. I talked about it on Watsy because we really get that and I used to love this color, this purple, the way it looks and everything. And it was good for like a year and a half, but now like every other movie's using it, and it's better than, a shitty cover like Rucker or something, but you know what I'm talking about? Take a look at that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Too many movies are using that color for their covers, and that I don't know, it's getting too prevalent.
I won't watch anything that's purple. I won't even watch the color purple.
I watched it the other day. Awesome.
No, I won't watch it.
One of my wife's favorite movies.
There's no purple in that movie. Uh-oh.
He broke up? Yeah. Dave, you froze, man.
Oh wait, he's back.
Oh, they're back.
I'm okay.
Not anymore.
There were purple flowers. Anyway, I haven't watched a bad movie in a fucking month and a half. All this time because I set out to do a mission, and I did it. I haven't seen anything bad. Although I will say this, I did pull the plug on a few movies recently. So not bad movies, just not my cup of tea. You'd be surprised at what they were. The other day I tried watching Real Genius for the first time, and I was like 25 minutes in. I'm like, this isn't doing it for me, and I pulled the plug.
I was never a fan of that one.
No,
Real Genius. Weird Science and My Science Project. Those were the ones that I liked. But they all came out around the same time, and they were, although different movies, kind of, that like Father Like Son, vice versa, and then there was another one that came out.
Son, yeah. 18 again.
Yeah.
Oh, 18 again.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, that's it.
18 again.
And sorry, Dave, for cutting you off there, but I remember that. Like, they all came out at the same time.
Freaky Friday. Because how many times did they do Freaky Friday? I think there's like 5 of them. It's crazy. But man, the thing about that one, I pulled the plug, but it was like, here's how I found out about it. Of course I've heard of it before, but I was watching all these real serious movies, and for the past like month, mostly what I watched were only 4 directors: Hitchcock, Tarantino, Von Trier, and Kubrick. So it's very serious films. Okay, so a couple of times I wanted to cleanse the palate a little bit and throw in an 80s comedy, maybe one I've never seen, this and that, just get out of the drama for a little bit. So I was starting to do that. So I went to a list of the top 80s movies, and it was 150 movies, the highest ranked on Rotten Tomatoes or something. And Real Genius was on there. I never saw it, so I started to watch it, but I pulled the plug. And I watched Porky's just for the hell of it because I haven't seen it in years. So I watched Porky's. Then I watched Porky's 2, And after 20 minutes of watching Porky's 2, I was like, not so much.
Porky's 2 sucks. Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago. It's not funny at all.
It's topical. The first movie had a good blend because they covered topics. You know what I mean? And there was comedy. It was raunchy. The second one, it was very topical about things, which I get. That's fine. But it seems like they replaced it with they took the comedy out and they replaced it with it making it, satire or statements and stuff. And it was just like, And then you'll be surprised at this. The Mad Max movie that everybody loves, not the Road Warrior. That's the first one. What's the second one? Is it?
Well, there's Mad Max and then there's the Road Warrior.
Well, the one from '81 that everyone loves. They always say skip the original and watch this one, the second one, whatever the hell it is. I watched.
think the Road Warrior is Mad Max 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I always get that mixed up too, but I think the Road Warrior is the second one. Yeah, the one where it's like they're fighting for gas and everything like the usual.
Yeah, they're fighting for gas. I just didn't care about any fucking. Yeah, they were fighting for gas, and I just didn't care about the fight. It just didn't do anything for me. I was like, okay, I don't like these characters. I don't really care about. I don't want to just sit and watch these people fight all movie. It just didn't do anything for me. So I just pulled the plug. But that's very few. But I've watched so many good movies. I mean, all higher rated. There's been a couple ones that were like 6.5s, but very few. Maybe like a couple directors had a 6.5 movie. Not Hitchcock, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but still. But that's all I did. I had so much fun doing that with those directors, and then the stuff I was doing before with picking a year and trying to watch the best movie of that year that I never watched before. It's been a lot of fun just taking this little vacation from horror, So, yeah, TV shows and stuff.
Again, I think Brandon said he didn't see it, but you had watched and you and Watson had seen Scream. I didn't have the opportunity yet, but then we all went to see it in the theater. And when I first finished it, when I was watching the theater, I'm like, I like this, I don't like that. The typical thing in your head of while you're watching it, are you enjoying it while it's unfolding in front of you? Then after it, I'm like, okay, first impression is I enjoyed that more than the first time I watched Scream 4. But almost immediately, as we're driving home and we're talking and whatever, it just started falling apart for me. I'm like, I felt like there's all these missed opportunities and so many other things. I called the one killer. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, that was too obvious.
Killer or whatever. Like one killer, the second they were on the screen, the director decided to insert this reaction shot of them. And I was just like, well, that just was like a big spotlight. I'm like, well, I just turned to my daughter and go, well, they're the killer. And she's like, whatever. And then, of course, they ended up being the killer or whatever. I won't
talking to me, Dad?
Yeah. The older sister was a horrible actress, so she was brutal to watch in every scene that she was in. And the best part of it was David Arquette. I thought he took the role seriously. I liked what they did with the character, and I liked what happened with him. So I liked everything about him. I thought they wedged Gale and Nev Campbell or Sydney in, and it really just felt wedged in. I thought, if anything, based on what happened with the opening character, that should have been Sydney then. If the end result was going to be what happened with that opening character, it should have been Sydney. And that would have made it way better, because you would have been head faked into thinking of, oh my God, are they actually going to do this?
Right,
and then,
man, you're right.
It was such a missed opportunity. And then on top of it all, I'm not the biggest Scream 4 fan, but it's come around a little bit. Like I said, I'm okay with it. But what I want to say is that cop in there, she had no kids that we're aware of, unless they're just trying to rewrite, again, they're retconning history and they change it. So the main girl, the blonde cop, that's Deputy Dewey's sort of goofy sidekick in part 4, she's now the sheriff, and she's got a 16 or 18-year-old or 17-year-old son. But they haven't, the time frame is still 2011 versus 2022. Oh, this is much.
Sorry. Yeah. Can you hear me?
No, yes. What's going on?
Nothing. What's going on with you?
A little bit more volume.
And I'm heading out for the res, get some stuff, and I'll see you. I'll probably be there around 11. How's that sound?
Oh no, I'm doing the podcast. I'm back on the podcast thing now. So I do this from 9 to 12 on Sundays. I was just on a vacation before, so I couldn't. But
11:45.
I got some money for Francesca. I'll call her.
11 minutes.
I'll stop by for a few minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
If she won't, I'll see her next week. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine either way. What about that? What are you getting? How's the cigar situation at the res? Everything okay there?
Yeah, that's what I'm heading for. I ordered some cigars from where I usually get them. They didn't come in.
Ask for John Rhodes.
Buy a couple of cigars, you know. Till they come in.
Rocky Rhodes will
way cheap when I go on, on the phone. You know, I order them on the phone.
Oh, you do?
They
you're ordering on the phone now. Look at this. They deliver.
Yeah.
Wow. Cigar delivery.
Cigar delivery, yeah.
Oh, great.
All right, listen. Whatever. I'll talk to you later.
What about that? What about that Ivan Drago?
Professor West.
You know that one?
What?
Ivan Drago. Who's he?
Remember the Ivan Drago situation?
I don't know. Was he a wrestler?
No. Remember the robot? Remember that situation with Rocky?
Yeah. Okay. Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He fought a robot. Can you believe it?
Yes, he did. Unbelievable. Well, you know what? Tell her I'll see her next week or during the week or something. She don't need it. She needs the money. I got $25 for her.
She's okay. She's gonna get some jeans. I'll take care of it. You know.
Yeah, and she's got $800 in her college fund.
Well, she's on the way. She's on the way.
$800 in there. Yeah. Okay.
We're getting there.
I'll talk to you later. Go on your podcast.
All right,
How
Dave.
you doing this week with money? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll survive another week. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get a check
for you,
Friday.
I got
I'll survive.
$25 for you too, son.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, Dad. Okay. Bye-bye.
How much is in your college fund?
I'm matching.
What is in your wallet?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing's in anything at this point. So Scream.
Well, no, it's okay. It's your dad. He interrupts anything on the show. No, I was just saying they never set up like she had no kid and now suddenly she's got a teenage son and the timing doesn't work out. I just thought, I know they're trying to change. They're trying to get all these characters in and make it all work out, but you gotta stay true to this. The series has been so good to stay true to things, but I just thought Sydney was wasted. That opening scene should have been Sydney. You would have thought, holy fuck, here they go. And they're doing it. Missed opportunity.
I agree. There were missed opportunities.
And then she could just spend the whole time in the hospital.
True. Yeah, all right, why not? No, it's fine.
The goriest of the batch.
Nah, not gorier than 4. Maybe 1 kill was gorier, but 4 overall had the most. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should go back before I don't want to be so hasty about it. But I should watch them both again and see. But it did have gore, so I mean, certainly. Another thing about that girl, Lemon Square girl, is that was clever how they did bring it back though with that little note on the fridge. That was cool. Lemon Squares or something. But I mean, this is my biggest problem with her. She is the deputy sheriff. She calls and says, I need people at this place right now.
And they never show up.
And she's the fucking deputy. 10, 15 minutes go by, dead bodies pile up. Fucking nobody shows. What are we doing?
They should have had. They needed another thing. All they needed to add was sirens in the background.
Okay.
Just to say they were coming. I was the same thing because they have 50,000 head fake scares where you think something's going to be there when that kid's going around the house opening this door, closing that door, opening this door, and then the music swells and whatever. Head fake. I didn't have a problem with it. My wife said it was too much. And that scene was so long, somewhat effective because it's daytime and whatever, but you already are expecting the police to show up. They never do. Then there's 2 kills, still no sirens. I was like, you gotta, if you're going to play with time like that, that could have just, like I said, been a sound design situation where they just added sirens. So you knew that they were on their fucking way. I was losing my mind, Dave. Maybe too much. I'm very passionate about but again, it's only because we're talking about the movie and whatever. I mean, I really don't care in the big picture. But from when we're sitting there watching it, I'm like, where are the cops?
Yeah, there was my wife was telling me, she it's odd. She notices things a lot that I don't, even especially in a horror movie. She's like, well, she was saying that in the theater as we were watching it. She's like, how long has it been she's called the cops? I go, you're right. What the hell? I didn't even think about it. It's like, And the thing is, when the thing went down in the hospital with Dewey, it didn't make any sense. Why would somebody get up from gunshots just for no reason? And then we find out later who the killers are. And it's like, no, you're not capable of that. And how could this be? It didn't make any sense. All they had to, that's what bothers me, is that people like us, right? We could sit here and say it could have simply been solved by just doing this. When these people are creating these movies and they're given millions of dollars to do so, and that's what's frustrating. When it's like, when we can sit here, I can't give them passes for that because it doesn't make any sense. Again, I don't dislike the movie. I think it's like a 7 out of 10. It's fine. It's a fine entry to the series. It's fine. It's good. It's just not, And
I'm overall, about a 6 out of 10. Again, I don't hate it, but there's just some frustration with it, and I just feel like all the fan service was just like, yeah, cool, but
see, I like that.
But what? No, but like again, copying the opening, having the climax happen where it is, all cool, but there could have been so much more. There could have been so much more there.
You're right. There could have. You're right. But
we could say this for, I guess, any movie, and I guess we're forgiven when a Leatherface gets shot and gets up. We don't really question it because it's Leatherface and whatever. But when a Ghostface killer gets shot, you're just like, well, these are just regular old schmoes. And so somehow it's not, you put on that, like we made the joke, I think, when we were actually covering the series, that you put on that fucking suit, you become clumsy as fuck, but then you're also indestructible suddenly. So, but that's not the case.
It's like Sackhead.
But anyway,
wow. That's what's good about Sackhead.
It's not horrible. It's watchable and it's okay. But I just felt like too many missed opportunities. But it did well, and it means there will be a part 7. And I don't care if they make it or not. Like, I'm not one of these
Hopefully they do a part 6 first.
Or that.
What are they gonna call it though? This one was called just Scream. This is the dumb
with an S.
Scream Resurrection. Scream Resurrection.
Did you say Screams?
No, with a bunch of S's.
6 S's.
And then they can put the dollar signs to reach S at the end.
Nice. And then the third one should take place on Christmas. Then the third one could be called Screams Miss. Like Christmas. You know what I mean? The third one could take place on Christmas. Well,
I'm not feeling great today, but honestly, if I had the strength, I would hightail it out of here as well.
I'm telling you, Screams Miss. It'd be a fucking people would go gaga for something like that.
Sounds like a Tubi original that I want to beat my wife for watching.
But imagine a Scream movie that takes place on Christmas. No one's ever done that before. Have you ever thought about this? Until just now, it never occurred to me. No franchise movie, right? And any of the big ones has ever, it happens in comedy all the time. Harold and Kumar do Christmas Vacation, like was next Friday? Was there a Christmas in there? Either way, you see it in other franchises, right? Why doesn't a horror franchise, because people love Christmas horror, why not just once take a left turn and freaking have a Christmas movie, like a Scream that takes place on Christmas,
like Halloween?
Well, they could do that. They should do Halloween.
Halloween takes place at Christmas. Halloween in December.
And they could call it Halloweenmas.
No.
Halloweenmas.
Halloween does Christmas.
I would much rather the third installment of Halloween, like Halloween Ends, take place then, as opposed to what's the rumor? A couple years later, 5 years later, something
I think
ridiculous?
2, but I don't know. I think 2 years later.
Well, that's not that ridiculous.
But
what does Michael do all this time? Like eat dogs in the forest again? I always want to know. I want that movie. I want to eat dogs.
Hopefully.
In the forest.
Yeah, has he eaten a dog in this the reboot? I don't think he has he?
Because
they got rid of the dog thing.
The
No, it's great. They did it all the time though. They always did it. They did it in every movie. He ate a dog for a while in the original franchise.
He didn't eat a dog in every movie. It was part 1.
No.
In part 2, he came on down and chewed on the dog.
Come on.
He maybe ate a hot dog in part 2.
No, I think he killed the dog in part 2. Either way, there was dead dogs.
He kills dogs, but he doesn't eat them all the time.
Dave, how about this? How about they set a Halloween on 4th of July and Michael enters a hot dog eating contest?
That'd be great. He kills people as they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like eating hot dogs. He beheads them all at once. It'd be like the Stand By Me scene. Instead of puking, he's fucking cutting all their heads off. And the blood hits the crowd, and everybody in the crowd starts puking and bleeding. It's too bad we don't have the budget.
You should probably call your dad back and tell him you'll be ready at 11.
At this rate, 10:30.
For our skit show. For our skit movie.
Our skit movie.
If only we had the budget.
Literally Robot Chicken.
Yeah, Robot Chicken, Robot Drago. The fucking robot. I'll never get over that he thinks it's a robot. Oh, God. Oh, but
that's what they should have done. The director's cut of that should have been he took out the robot because the Russians got the technology and they implanted Polly-Robot's brain in Ivan Frank. And then he's actually fighting the robot.
Well, and Paulie figures it out. No.
And Paulie figures it out.
Yes.
Hey, Rocco, you can't do it. It's my robot.
You gotta sweet talk him. You gotta know how to talk to him, and you can disarm him.
Yeah, and then at the end, Ivan Drago's like, "Happy birthday, Paulie."
Yeah.
Brandon's in hell. Look at Brandon's face.
I feel like I have 105 fever to begin with, and then I'm hearing these ideas, and I'm like, am I still dreaming? Am this a nightmare?
Okay, let me say something about Scream. Scream 22, or whatever the fuck it's called. What year did it come out? 2022. So people are going to call it Scream 22. How fucking stupid is that? But they're going to, because it's Texas Chainsaw 22. Whatever. But the thing is, this Scream movie, and again, I'm not going to spoil it for B, but the inclusion of somebody's delusions and what happens towards the end of the movie.
God.
How stupid is, how do you take that character and turn them into that? That doesn't make, how do you do that? It's so poor. It really is.
Horrible.
I was okay with it at first.
The delusion, when you want the delusion just to look normal, as opposed to looking like the actual fucking like,
you can't spoil it. I know. It's okay.
I can't spoil it. Right. But there was blood and anyway, I was just like, what the fuck is this? How is she remembering that?
Well, why would this person?
That's for the viewer. That's for the viewer to go, oh yeah, it's that. Then when I found out it was actually that person, I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. That was computer generated. That was a Polly-Robot.
Why make someone with that background into a good guy? Doesn't make any sense. It's like a fucking support. It's stupid. It really is.
5 out of 10.
Whoever thought of that? That's what brings it down. Stuff like that. Just stupid things that they just shouldn't have done. But, I'm not going to knock fan service because I happen to enjoy it. But
so do I.
Okay? I'm always for it. See, I'm not going to – the thing is, if you're consistent about it, that's okay. To me, it doesn't make sense that if you knock – let's say you're a Scream fan. Now, again, I haven't listened to a podcast in 2 months. Pardon me. I listened to 22 Shots. I've listened to a couple 22 Shot shows. I listened to 22 Shots. And I listened to Jamie and Brian talk about Scream on the Patreon. That is all I've listened to. I'm not listening to podcasts now because I haven't been working. So I haven't listened to anything, so I don't know what people are saying about these movies, really, except in our chat. And that's it, honestly. So if you are going to – I don't know if Scream fans, like hardcore Scream fans, are going to be like, I don't like all the fan service they did. Like if they knocked Halloween and Halloween Kills, right? If they knocked those movies for doing that, but then this new Scream movie comes out, literally does the same thing, and they praise it, well, to me, something's fishy. You know what I mean? I'm consistent.
It's got to be consistent. You're right. You can't argue it on one end and then praise it on another. I mean, it could be done crappy, and you could comment on that. But at the end of the day, if you're saying, oh, it's all fan service here, but oh my God, Scream 22, and you're all about it, I get it. It's you got to be consistent. But I mean, I will say that fan service can be also done shitty like I say, that opening of Scream is not shitty, but how much better would it have been if Sid was the person at the house, and that was a catalyst for the new movie.
I hear you. I agree. It would have been something. But I mean, who knows? Maybe next movie. Either way, they're gonna keep cranking them out.
So easy to say from my shitty chair in my basement, but again, I'm just saying, like, if we could think of it like that, like that's what people want. I mean, the screen time, to be honest, for Nev would have been maybe 5 minutes longer. if you take what she was in and rearrange it, sort of, it could have been so much. Anyway, it's still serviceable. It was still enjoyable, but ultimately, I don't know if it necessarily added anything or another level. I mean, and again, like, I'll be honest about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not saying it's next level, but at least it delivered on one promise of having a menacing killer and gory kills.
No shit, right?
So
yes, that's
take it for what it is. Is that great? Well, it'd be nice to have what Brandon said and have a little bit more story to it. But I was very happy with the serviceable setup and delivery that they offered. So that's the difference there. It's all about, I guess, how they deliver it to you as well.
The thing is this: they have a formula they have to use, and now if they make another sequel right away, what are they going to do meta about? Like they did meta this time about the current, they talked about elevated horror and this and that and different debates that are online and trolls and and they talked about that. But let's say they come up with a movie next year. What kind of comments are they going to make then? Because usually there's enough space. Like 1, 2, and 3 had their thing. 1 was 1. 2 talked about sequels. 3 talked about trilogy. Then there was enough time between that and Scream 4 where they covered a lot of ground. And it was good. That's what I liked about Scream 4 is they had a lot to work with. And I thought they did well with the meta stuff there. Now,
the reboot this one, and now it's requel. Yeah.
Now it's required. So it's requel, and it's almost, I don't want to say it's forced in, but it's just like something they feel they have to do.
Requel trilogy is what they're going to talk about. And they're going to be using Halloween as the
one movie they're going to talk about. And Texas Chainsaw. They're going to talk about Sally. They're going to talk about Texas Chainsaw.
They'll wedge her in somehow. The only thing I could think of is that maybe, although I heard that Nev just signed on or was approached, I might even be playing a telephone game. I just remember hearing or reading this for the next one. 6. I think I got it right this time, Brandon. 6. But where I'm going with it is that maybe they had a blueprint that she would be in this one, and maybe she will be the opening of the next one and die. But I doubt it because they set her up as a mother pushing the stroller in this, and I think maybe that would be too dark for this series to go down.
Be right up my alley. Man.
Maybe her kids will be 2 little like twins, like from The Exorcist, and Ghostface killers. And this one takes place 5 years later, and they're like they wear a little Ghostface, and they go crazy because of what Mom's been through, and they go around town killing people.
Who? What? Who?
Like chopping out their knees.
Mom?
Sid's kids.
Maybe they'll kill the. Yeah. Oh, Mom. Yeah. Maybe they'll kill the fucking baby. How about that? That would be a fucking.
Yes.
That'd be the move to make.
Maybe Sally will show up and kill the babies.
Have some balls.
Cut them in half.
Have some balls. Kill the baby, man. That would be fucking unforgettable.
The most ballsy it will get is what we got with that one death in this last one, and it was good but not enough.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to talk about the Night House. I'm going to talk about the Night House. People have had enough time to see it. People have had enough time to see it now, so I'm going to spoil something. All right? Okay. As much as I think we all enjoyed the Night House. I think it was on our list. Either way, nobody here doesn't like it, right? B, I don't remember what your thoughts were.
It was on my list.
Okay, so it was on all of our lists. Okay. Now, as much as I did enjoy the Night House, this is my question, and I should have brought it up on the show, but I just thought of it randomly the other day. If at the end of the movie there would have been a suicide and roll credits, don't you think for years to come people would be talking about that movie and the end of that movie? And it would be a very big deal? Because I do. I think when you take – people think I just like dark endings just for dark endings. Actually, I don't know what people think. I'm just saying if anyone does think that.
Yeah.
That's what people think about me in dark discussions. Not dark ending.
Speaking of dark discussions, if you're not listening to that network, Jason Lloyd just put out his review. He's come out of retirement to put out his review of Texas Chainsaw the movie, because he loves it. He loves it more than all of us, actually. And he just put it out. So if you weren't listening to dark discussions, at least go in and check that out. I had to put the plug out there for him. So, and I haven't listened, but I will this week when I'm back at work. But back to The Night House. Imagine if that movie had that ending and the impact it would have. It would be known for having that ending. It's not an ending like Saw that's going to be that memorable, but it is pretty memorable, don't you think? Don't you think if you were making a film and you made a decision to go that way, this is a movie that people are going to be talking about for a long time, as opposed to, oh yeah, that was a pretty good movie, 2021. Yeah, that's great performance, this and that. But you know what I mean? End the movie that way. Don't you think it would live on like in a
Possibly. I mean, again, it's difficult in this day and age now with all these trigger warnings and whatnot. And like, I still think it made it pretty high on my list now, but memorable. Yeah, you're probably right. From a memorable standpoint, yeah, I think people would be talking about it if it had that ending.
It'd be
I don't know if it makes it a better film.
Well, like The Crying Game. People talk about The Crying Game in the way, or Sleepaway Camp. Things like this happen at the end. People remember that. They hold on to that for years. It's referenced in.
So you're thinking that she should have just shot herself, her pants fell down, and she had a cock? It's like a double whammy. And my pants fell off, and then holy shit, she had a cock.
No, she blew her cock off. She put a gun to her and blew it up, and you see a penis fly out of the boat.
I never saw that coming. No wonder he was cheating on her.
And that's the final shot.
To keep the evil away.
Floating, a penis floating on the water. Could you imagine? And then the credit, you see a dick fucking riding the waves. And then
what I enjoy more than anything is seeing Brandon's just 7 weeks with this, and this is where we are.
No, I just find it funny that you're talking about The Night House. It's a great movie, and don't get me wrong, I like The Crying Game, I like Sleepaway Camp, but that's immediately what came to mind. I'm like, what does a secret cock have to do with anything? And then you bring it up, and now he's talking about a buoyant cock floating in the fucking water. And
did you say a secret cock? Is that what you just said?
A secret cock.
That's great. That's a good title. A secret cock.
It's almost as good as Screamus.
I've been saving this for Screamus.
Screamus.
Oh, I gotta show you guys something. Remember, this is a cliffhanger from fucking 2 months ago. Remember, I said my father sent me something. He found something in his. He goes, yeah, it was a Friday the 13th thing. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it for
cock?
you. A Friday the 13th dildo.
Yeah. Is that officially licensed? It was used by all the Final Girls. Is it cool at least? I guess if he's getting it, it's cool.
I hope it's not lame.
Yeah, all this build-up. And I'm keeping this in.
There it is. You got to keep it in.
Oh, you got it? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where the hell did he get that?
It was mine. I left it there.
I've been wanting that. That's amazing.
It's the Pamela Sideshow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I've wanted that one, man. That's amazing. Those are expensive. How did he get it? Fell off the truck?
I've had them for years.
Oh.
Does it have detachable tasso hands?
You forgot. That's a fucking hilarious thing. You forgot you had that and left it at your dad's place?
It must have got lost in the shuffle because I have my other Friday the 13th sideshows. I have the Jasons. I used to have every single Jason.
Man. Nice.
And Pamela. And I still have her head. Because check it out. I have another one. Well, if you look at my Friday 2 Jason, right next to it, I created my own thing. I had an extra Pamela. So I had her sweater
Anderson?
And her head.
Oh, that's
I wish. I had her sweater and her head, and I put blood on the sweater, and I put Pamela's head.
Sweater. I had a sweater in her head.
I tell you, it's that brain fog.
I heard it too. And
I'm sorry.
I couldn't even respond to it. I was like, a sweater.
Shitty good eye. Smell my cunt.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture of it.
Wasn't he in Teenage
I'm wearing my
Mutant Ninja
sweater.
Turtles? Was he in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Sweater. Yeah, he's the bad guy. Sweater.
Sweaty balls. Okay, so look.
Sweaty balls.
Look at what I made. This is next to my. See?
Oh yeah. I think I saw that live. I almost tried to take it. Like, would
That's
you
my
miss this if I popped it into my pocket?
So I had an extra, and I made it because I go, no one else is gonna have that. So, I made my own freaking Pamela Head tribute and put it there for Jason. But I was so happy. Well, Jason's tribute, whatever you want to call it. What do they call it? The shrine?
The shrine.
The shrine shrimp. Oh shit. So yeah, I got a Pamela. I was like, holy shit.
This is.
What's this?
So I got this.
See
if you can find that online. It should be. This thing is impossible to find online. The double feature. I finally got it on eBay. The guy wouldn't ship to Canada, so I had it shipped to Justin lovingly, allowed me to have it shipped to him, and he sent it up to me as well. But I bought it on eBay. It was a good price, brand spanking new, not opened. You can't find this thing anywhere. I actually started thinking it wasn't actually released, but it is, and I don't know why this one is so difficult to find.
Well, here's one. Hold on. Double feature. It's on Blu-ray.com. Let's see. So
yeah, no, but they'll send you somewhere else, and they usually send you to Amazon. But then when you go to Amazon, that's not there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's only $6.64. Let me see if it's there.
No, I always see that. I always see that on Blu-ray.com. You click it, and it takes you to not available. Currently not available.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Wow. Format Blu-ray, sell on Amazon.
So I don't know who sold it. So someone must have sold one way back when, used or something, for $6.69. It's remembered that price, but it's nowhere to be found. So yeah, now do I keep it, or do I try to sell it? Do one of those ridiculous things where I put it on for yours for $9.99. It's at $999.
You never know. Make a quick
Yahoo's out there.
Keep it.
Well, there's a ton of people that try to do it, like whether or not they get the money or not. But that was it. That's the big, like the newest, because I think since we've recorded, everything else there Friday wise has been spoken for.
Is that Midsommar?
Well,
yeah, that's the one. Well, that's the one I posted in the in the group. I'm like, but someone commented. So I watched a Blu-ray video. Sorry, I'm holding it up. I watched a YouTube video, saying like, oh, look, they even customized the spine. I'm like, no, that's just the thread and glue exposed. But I guess that's what they wanted to do. I thought this was a defect, but there's no way to open it without that happening. There's absolutely no way for you to open it without that happening.
That's definitely intentional. It looks like it was crafted like at the.
That's what I think so that's what I think he was going for. I thought it was. I'm like, yeah, but it still looks. I would have done a little bit more there, but yeah, it's
like the threading on the books
cool.
that they were making.
Oh man.
So that's what it is.
Is that the 4K one, or is it a blue, or what?
Yeah, you can get either or. I got the 4K.
Oh, I want it so bad. And the Witch. I'm telling you, I must have got 5 messages from people when that Witch thing came out. I want it so bad.
The only good thing with Second Sight is they'll probably release a standard edition of The Witch at some point, which won't be like 70 pounds.
Well, look,
it'll still be a 4K.
I got theirs.
There already is a 4K. Oh, you got the Dawn.
This is the 4K of this one, but this is the one. Like what Brandon was just saying. They had that big boxed
limited,
that ended up becoming really ridiculous price. I almost tried. So what I was trying to do, this is the 4K. So this is just the movies, no soundtracks, but everything else. So no script, no booklet, and soundtrack.
You save like $50.
Yeah, or more. I got this for $50.
Yeah, and the others were like over $100.
It's actually a really good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow,
and the other were more now because they're
well, now they're out of print.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
I almost
get one.
Yeah, the limited edition Dawns are.
But you can still get 4, right? The one with the 4 versions on it, you can still get that in 4K or not?
It's actually 3 versions.
It's 3 versions. You can still get it, but it's a standard edition now. That's what I'm saying. They'll probably do with the Witch, like the limited edition that's going for a lot right now. They'll probably re-release it as like a 4K standard edition for like half the price.
Well, The Witch, I want that though. That's the difference because I already have The Witch on 4K. So if I'm gonna get another Witch 4K, it's gonna be a bells and whistles type thing.
Well, then you get that, and you hang on to it, and you'll be able to sell it for like $500.
Oh, look at this guy! He's got it all. See,
I'm not buying any more copies of Demons. I'm not
buying anything.
Well, you don't. I know. I would just listen to the episode where he talks about we just released it to the masses, if you will, and it was the episode where we did Demons 1 and 2, and Brandon mentions what he has on that. He's got like the Steelbook, the regular Blu-rays or whatever like that. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I hear you. Well, the thing is, don't buy any blues now. Price. Don't even buy blues now because now that everybody's doing the 4K thing, all the boutique labels are going 4K. Everyone's doing it. There's no use to even buying a blue now because why bother? They're all going to come over.
Because I'm with Brandon. There's certain ones that I'm like, I'm totally cool. It looks amazing on Blu-ray. I'm totally cool. Like Psycho 2 and 3. I'm not going to wait till they release a 4K version of them. I'm totally cool to get them on blue. And I think they will be fine. And I don't know if there's just certain ones. There's certain ones like Dawn of the Dead's one of my favorite movies. The Thing was one of my favorite movies. I'm getting all my favorites in 4K if it's available. Some of them have both versions, like the 4K and the Blu-ray. But like I said earlier, I was not really on the Blu-ray bandwagon. But when they're done right, they do look amazing. Just I've had a few that I wasn't blown away by.
Oh, yeah, you got to do the research, too. And it depends on the company. Some companies are known for their excellent restorations, and some are not. So, I mean, if a certain label is going to do it, if a Vinegar Syndrome is going to walk in, or a, what's the other top one now with the restorations? You know, there's a couple. Whatever.
I believe there's Arrow
still. Arrow is known for it, too, but there's another one, too. Whatever, it'll come to me. But if they're doing it, I want to do it. Like I've got that freaking Maniac Blu-ray, right? The new one, and then a year later to come out with the 4K. I'm like, I should have just waited for the 4K. I ended up watching that Blu-ray
That's on order. It's coming. I got
See what I'm saying?
The price finally came down. It came down to some ridiculous price. I was actually watching one on eBay, and I'm like, this is better. And then the Amazon one came lower, so I ended up getting kind of like the same thing that happened with Suspiria. It's like I got it for like $39.99. And it was usually, that's Canadian, remember, because usually it was $59.99 Canadian. So it was a ridiculously good price.
Hell yeah.
I still need Suspiria.
You don't have it at all on Blue or 4K?
No.
Oh fuck! Get that 4K.
Oh, and I've got Bird. I got Bird and Bird and Cat O' Nine Tails coming as well.
4Ks?
Both of them were a really good price. 4Ks, yeah.
Who put out Cat O' Nine Tails?
Arrow
as well.
I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'm thinking of Four Flies because I know
Four Flies.
Four Flies is coming out.
Is it?
And so is Tenebrae and Phenomena, which sucks because I did just get those a year ago in blue, and so then I'm like, where do I draw the line? At some point, like, it's.
Well, let me tell you this, buddy. You could buy the 4Ks and still sell the blues, and get at least half your money back. You just got to do it quick.
I got those steel books though. I got the Argento steel books that are Blu-ray. Like to me, those are good.
You don't want to sell those.
Those
are awesome.
Like honestly, I don't feel like I need to upgrade those movies anymore. I think the Tenebrae Blu-ray steelbook looks beautiful. Like even if it looked a little bit better on 4K, it's like I don't really need it. I'd rather I'm gonna buy the Trauma Blu-ray. I'm not waiting for Trauma to come out on 4K. Like,
no, fuck Trauma. No.
Oh, I like it. I want it. I need it.
No, I'm saying it's not a movie that. It's not a movie that.
Yeah.
Tenebrae. That's a movie that I want on 4K. That's a movie that the way it looks, the way it's shot. That's a special movie. Where Trauma is just a fucking movie that was made in the 90s and it was okay. It's just.
As was Phenomena. I think any of those ones up to Opera, I like.
Up to Opera.
I'm surprised they haven't announced Inferno yet. Because that Blu-ray, that Blue Underground is still pretty expensive.
Here's what I want to know.
Comparatively, yeah.
Why is there not an Exorcist fucking a really good Exorcist fucking 4K package, the whole thing? I don't know why.
I'm shocked.
And another one, Poltergeist 2. Warner Brothers holds on to these movies. Huh?
Sorry, you said Poltergeist, meaning as well, but because you said Poltergeist 2, I had to be a jerk and say the other side.
Oh.
That's what we do on the show.
These movies, Poltergeist has one release ever on Blu-ray, and that is it.
It's
nothing
weird.
else.
I know.
Yes.
I don't even own the original Poltergeist.
This is what these movies deserve: a 4K, a treatment, a book, a whole. That's the kind of thing that people would spend money on. You know it. These are major. Meanwhile, we're getting movies like, okay, and I'm not knocking them. You know how I feel about them, but Cat of Nine Tails, love Argento. Okay, but in horror fans, a lot of them are Argento fans. But titles like Poltergeist and The Exorcist are going to sell. Everyone's gonna buy those fucking things.
Absolutely.
It'll come eventually.
I'm sure. I am surprised
you
too.
would think.
You know which one I'm glad I didn't buy? It's Creepshow. I'm glad I didn't buy that one because it's on my list to buy, but you know that's gonna come out in 4K.
And I got so many of them. I know, but I'm gonna buy it, and I will buy the 4K. I'm with you. I'm a year away.
I'll wait for then.
In 1 year, I'm going to start buying again. And I'm going to buy one a month because my credit card is going to be paid off, but I want to keep it active because if you don't keep your credit card active, it doesn't look good on your credit. So I have about a year to pay off this credit card. Once it's paid off, I'm going to, and I have another one that's even cheaper. When my credit cards are paid off, that's how I'm going to buy Blu-rays. I'm going to buy one on each card each month, and then I'm going to pay it off that way. So I'm just going to do it and then give them fucking $20 and pay it off slowly. This way it gives me something to buy, and it keeps me in check. Okay, here's your rule. This is all you can buy this month. Granted, it might be a box set, but still, you know what I mean? It's just going to be one item, and that's how I'm going to do it per credit.
That's smart. I want to get back to collecting. I think I bought like 2 things last year, and I mean, I'm selling a lot of my collection now. I narrowed it down to I have just horror now that I collect, but I'm probably going to sell about 200 items from my collection now.
Whoa.
And then I'm going to go back to collecting. But again, I only am going to collect movies that I watch over and over. That's
the way to do it, man. I know.
I used to blind buy a lot of stuff. The only thing I blind buy now are like Italian films because I like to have a nice Italian collection. But even then, with the exception of those Forgotten Gialli box sets, which I buy when they put them out, I'll get the 4th one next weekend. But with the exception of those, like I want to watch the movie first, see if I like it.
I've never blind bought. So I've always been, and the older you get, the older you get, the more you start realizing this. And again, years ago, when on the online community, when I first started in it, there was a lot of people that were young, like 20 and younger. You know what I mean? And you can't tell them what you eventually learn. It's just something you experience because I know how I was when I was 20 and when I was 30 and when I was 40. And it isn't even so much the age as it's how many times have you moved and how many times you take all the stuff and then set it all up again and everything else. And it's just you get to a point where it's not, you still love it, but it isn't, you like to display it. But it's like, what does my daughter tell me? I change things around sometimes, right? And my daughter says, she goes, why? She goes, you're the only one looking at it. I said, I know.
I know. But I do it here. I do it here even.
It's fun.
And
It's fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
You just
it's a hobby. Right. It's a hobby.
I think we all do that.
And it's okay.
But I've decided, let's talk about Demons. Like, I have the Demon Steelbooks. Those are perfect. I've watched those a bunch of times. They're great. I still have the Anchor Bay DVDs. I mean, I'll look them up online, see if people are paying any sort of premium for it. If they're paying, $15-$20 for them, fine. Then I'll sell them online. But otherwise, I'd rather sell them as a set to somebody. $5 a piece, $6 a piece. I put $10 towards another movie.
I'm with you.
Like, I want to start buying some of the. I want to start buying the newer movies.
You guys get good prices down there for the most part. For the most part. I mean, for Hereditary wasn't even available in 4K here. I had to order it. It was imported from the States. And I found it for a good price because I look at that Canadian price. I don't want to see that, like, what is it going to cost me in Canadian dollars at the end of the day? And because I wanted that one too, because they had the Blu-ray as well. But the only thing it didn't ship with was a slipcover because I assumed it came with a slipcover, but I didn't get one.
I tell you, I'm lucky. I'm the slipcover king. Everything I buy, I get a slipcover for, and I'm not even searching. I just so if I get it on Amazon, if I get it.
Well, sometimes it happens. That was the only one. Yeah.
He bought a roast chicken the other day. It came with a slipcover.
Oh shit! But yeah, I'm always gonna collect. It's just that I got all these DVDs now, and I only had maybe half of what my DVDs used to be, and they're still down here, and they look good as part of the collection, but
yeah,
I'm never gonna watch them. And here's the thing: there's very few that came out on DVD that didn't come out on Blue. Very few. So it's like I'm certainly not gonna watch. Why would I watch them? I got the Blue or the 4K sometimes. I'm not watching them. They're just sitting there collecting dust, which is fine. I display them, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's like I think it's a lot of time it's financial. The older you get, if you have money, if you have a lot of money, then it's nothing for you just to buy Blu-rays. But when you get older and, if you have a mortgage, if you have a family, things like that, you go through times. It depends on how blessed you are financially and what's going on in your life. It's just sometimes you got to pull back. Sometimes you might have to sell things. Sometimes you get tired of lugging shit around. It's just, right now, because I've been sick, I don't have the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Granted,
that's what it boils down to.
It changes things. When I get my promotion, whenever that comes, that'll change things significantly for my life. So then maybe I'll have
said that. It's still, this is why rich people get rich. I'm not saying that they don't buy stuff, because they do, but usually it's not things necessarily like this. Usually it's not like this. It's real estate. It's something that it's going to get them money again. Now, you can look at these as investments, and in some cases they can be, because a collector will spend if it's in a good condition. But for the most part, people watch them. But if your collection gets too big, it's just kind of like what Brandon said. At the end of the day, you're not watching them. They're like books on a shelf. And they do look good on the shelf. I'm not going to deny it, but
yeah, they do.
I want ones that I want to revisit. So my goal was to definitely get my favorites.
The dust,
that's true.
The dust is fucking insane. Sometimes I just run a finger across the top of them, and I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. I should just throw them.
Gotta dust them. Don't you have one of them? Get a Swiffer.
I have a Swiffer.
Once a week you dust. That's all. Keep it nice.
I wipe them down.
I try, but some of them are down here, but we want to move them upstairs, and down here collects more dust for sure. But we have a place called The Beat Goes On, and it's like a secondhand store as well, and it's still a nice chain.
Exactly.
But they have a beautiful $6.99 or less section. You go online, and I just look for the horror movies that I want there, and I'll just add them to my cart.
That's great.
Then I go and then I look at it. Then I look at what this adds up to. And I just say, okay, I really don't need that one. I could put off that one. I'll take that one off. And I try to make it realistic that it doesn't seem like so I get ones like, okay, so I don't have the Strangers Scream Factory Collector's Edition, but I got the Strangers Blu-ray. I've got the Cabin in the Woods Blu-ray, Mallrats. I got these movies that I love in Blu-ray. I don't need them in 4K. I don't need Cabin in the Woods in 4K. And even though it just came out, I believe, or it's been out for a bit.
It's getting a nice steelbook from Best Buy. It's getting a nice steelbook from Best Buy.
I want them. I want the.
But I'm okay with that version of it and whatever features are on there. I got the Evil Dead remake that way as well, and it was good. It's not the 2-disc one but the 2-disc one with the unrated version is a ridiculous price.
Pristine, I want to upgrade. I have the Blu-ray, but I want the nice.
The 4K Blu. Yeah,
don't get the 4K.
Right, Dave and I both have it.
Yep, it's not.
You know what? I like it better than I like the Alien one though.
What? I haven't watched the Alien one. However, I watched this guy on YouTube. It's called Films at Home, and he covers a lot of the stuff. And he had a top 10 list of all horror releases on 4K and what looked and sounded the best, and that was on his list. And I'm like, man, I should get to watching this. But you say the opposite. Wow.
Oh, well, let me watch it again, but I remember being very disappointed. I come from when I remember, I think I've mentioned this before, when I remember watching a Laserdisc, if there was an imperfection in there, it used to drive me crazy, a little glitch or whatever. So I remember that being like, you're going from video where you'd have tracking issues and whatever, and then you went Laserdisc, I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And I'll always remember that feeling of saying it's beautiful. Now, if I get a release and I put it on and there's anything glitchy about it, I'm like, well, this fucking sucks. Like, something's wrong here. And I feel like in that case, it wasn't a glitch, it was grain. Lots of grain.
Oh, shit.
And I wasn't fond of it, but I'll have to go back. But again, I'm not a critic in that regard. I'm just telling you what I experienced.
Now, this is what sucks.
Halloween 4K, the one that's not Scream Factory, that one I don't like. I've mentioned it on the show before.
I heard there was issues with that, and this is the problem that I have, because I'll buy a movie, and it'll stay in the shrink wrap for a while. I don't buy a movie and watch it right away. Maybe I should, because sometimes you watch a movie a year later or something like that, and you play it, and there's a problem with the disc, and there ain't a thing you can do about it. Like with me and that Demons, it was either Demons or Demons 2, but I have the Steelbook, and I think I talked about it when we did our review, that something was wrong.
You did.
That's why I want to get the new one. So, and I didn't realize it. I had it in the package, and I hadn't watched it. And then I got around to watching it, and there's a freaking glitch.
Yeah, Davey's a white poodle in the glitch version.
Davey.
But what can you do? You buy something and now you can't return it. And as far as what you were saying about, you don't need to get the Scream Factory version, the re-release of what'd you say?
Christine?
I forgot.
There's Cabin in the Woods. I had The Strangers.
The Strangers. That's what. Okay. Unless, if you are the kind of guy that takes time to watch the specs and the documentaries and gets into all that stuff, then by all means upgrade. But if you don't, on the normal, sit down and watch those extras, you're not really paying for the restoration. I mean, sometimes it's better, but you got to do the research. So if you're not going to sit down and watch the docs and things like that, then and the commentaries,
I think I'm going to do it, and then I never end up doing it. That's the thing. Even
barely end up watching the movies.
Audio commentaries.
Right.
Well, even audio commentaries now. Who has time? If I'm going to watch the movie, I'm going to watch the movie.
Right. If you're doing it for a show, yeah. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Who has the time? Some people do.
This will be good when we're 90.
Some people sleep.
We have nothing to do all day. We're sitting in our retirement home. Let's put on the special features for Christine.
Yeah. Why are you talking like the dude from the movie? You can't polish a turd. Let's put on the special features of Christine.
That's funny. You know what? There was something I was going to tell you guys. By the way, see, the Friday the 13th, the red box set is down to $45 now. Nice, I told you to drop. And I'm going to snag it first chance I get.
But I don't understand why. I think I got that one for $25. Like, I got it dirt cheap. Yeah, that one suddenly went up, and the Steelbook one went down. It was the weirdest thing. It was, and did you see that part 3 is coming out in their 40th anniversary edition Steelbook this year, May. Again, in
makes sense.
Typical Paramount fashion, it's like going to be like part 1 and 2, bare bones, just a Steelbook with the old disc, 2D only, popped in there. Like, so again, for $14.99, I'll grab it.
I will
just have to wait because it's always there. It'll be like $19.99, $16.99, and eventually Amazon will drop it to $14.99, and then I'll grab it.
Absolutely, man.
Be a completist. And to buy it again, Brandon. Yes, yeah. I'm insane.
Me too. It's okay. That's what we do. The whole room is going to be. I'm not going to have room in my Friday the 13th room anymore. I'm going to have so many freaking. But I don't care. That's fine. That's what I like to do. That's the only other guy that does it is you. So I mean, we're the only 2 guys that have every copy of these freaking things. But so
I'm still that damn double feature of part 7 and 8. I can't spend $100 on it.
No way.
And that's only one. And I'm so mad at myself because someone was selling all the double features other than this one that I was showing you earlier for $50 like a year or a year and a half ago, whenever I started doing this. And I'm like, I didn't bite the bullet on it. I was on Kijiji. And I'm like, I don't trust Kijiji sometimes. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it.
What the hell is Kijiji?
Kijiji is like Craigslist, but
what is that? Pazuzu's cousin?
Yep, it's Pazuzu's cousin.
Kijiji. I never heard of it.
Kijiji.
I was laughing too because I had no idea what the hell he was saying. Yeah, it's Kijiji.
It's Canadian. It's Canadian Craigslist. Kijiji.
Well, we have Craigslist too, but it's another thing. Is Craigslist even popular anymore?
I don't know if it's popular, but it's like Facebook Live or not Live. Facebook, whatever the hell.
What's it live?
Facebook Market. Sorry.
It's not like Facebook at all.
No, what I'm saying is it's about as reliable as that is what I'm saying. Like Facebook Marketplace is the same as like Craigslist. It's if you get lucky, yeah, but it's an alternative to using eBay. You know what I mean? But okay, so Did you guys know, this is completely off topic, but I was looking at my notes for something else. We were talking about the looks of movies, and I was going to address that, but did you guys both know that there was a Fast Times, it was either a sequel or a TV show? Yeah, there you go. So you knew. I didn't know about this. I saw
very
it
short-lived, though, I think, right?
But Mr. Hand was in it. Yeah, very short-lived. The Fast Times TV show. And this one really blew my mind. You know there was a Jerk 2? Like Steve Martin.
That I didn't know.
And it was Jerk, comma, T-O-O.
Is Brandon freezing? Oh, no. You both frozen. It looked like Brandon was like blowing the bottle for a second.
No, the Jerk 2.
A Jerk 2.
T-O-O. Like Teen Wolf 2?
Jerk also.
Yes, the Jerk also. This was it was a 1984 TV movie. And Ray Walston was in that too. Wow, Ray Walston was in that and the Fast Times fucking thing. I think that's why I came up with them. I was watching something and Ray Walston was in the movie. And I was like, man, this Ray Walston, he's a pretty good actor. He's a character actor for this and this and this. And I'm like, I can't believe that he played this role and he played Poop Deck Pappy in the Popeye movie. I was like, that's really good. So I started looking at his stuff. And I came across the Jerk 2. It's the same guy. It's not Steve Martin. It's some guy named Mark Blankfield who plays Navin Johnson. The same character. It's a 2.7 out of 10 on the fucking B. The Jerk 2.
I hear it's getting a 4K from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
If it did, people would buy it. You know, people would buy it. Day one, the Jerk 2. This is a gem. Right? Day one buy.
This is a gem.
It's a gem in a turd. It's like that guy.
It's just like the Amityville in space. Somehow, Amityville in space, everybody's posting about it and whatever. I watched that trailer, and I was not surprised that it looks like a piece of shit.
It's supposed to look.
It looks
why would it
fucking
be good?
Horrible.
I
don't know what
Jim
people.
K's gonna have
they
to
couldn't even
now.
They couldn't even get a good priest outfit. Like the guy's wearing the collar and like the white piece is not just a little piece here. It's like even bigger. And I'm like, no, like make it the traditional style.
It's a deep
whatever
V.
like that.
It's a deep V.
It's a V-neck. It just looks like fucking garbage.
You made
and
it
why
further
this
than
one
I
is
did
getting
watching
promoted.
the
Oh, but this one seems to be getting more promotion than like Clown House and all the other.
You know why? Because it's funny. Amityville in space. Because that's every franchise eventually goes to space, and everybody knows it. So it's kind of like a nod and a wink. Look at Amityville in space, huh? Look at we're doing space too. It's gonna get traction. It's a smart business move. Think about it from a PR standpoint. It's gonna be shit. We know this. Why are you saying that people are surprised? It looks like shit.
No, but I'm surprised at the traction it's gaining.
Yeah,
well,
people
are posting about this
like,
more.
Why? Like, who cares? You haven't posted about the last 35 films.
You know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Jim K's the only one fucking coming in his pants right now.
Dude, do you see his ratings for those films when he posts? I do look at his ratings. Honestly, like I don't know how many films there are, 30 or whatever. Like 26 of his ratings are like below 3.
Yeah.
Like he has like 0.25s, like, but he continues to grade them and watch them. I'm like, geez, good for you, man.
That's a hobby. That's his thing. Somebody's got to do it. For like my father always says, for every toilet seat there's an ass.
Jim K, I don't know if you're the toilet seat or the ass, but keep doing what you're doing.
And I don't mean that to be offensive. I'm not saying he's an ass. I'm just saying
you might be a toilet seat.
Oh, there are people in the comments that said, "I can't wait to see this."
Yeah,
like
your
they
boy,
want to experience. They want to experience how bad it is. And I know that there's people out there for movies like that. I just can't. I wouldn't want my name. Like, don't get me wrong. Let's say we get this movie done and people think it's a piece of shit. Okay, I put my name on it. But that's it. But I probably won't release it unless I think I'm happy with the results. And still people could think it's shit. But I still
Three of us will enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it personally. But
that's
these
okay.
people don't seem to give a shit. There doesn't seem to be any thought put into, other than the title and maybe the cover art, into anything else. Grab the local theater actors, maybe not even actors. Uncle Sam will suffice, put him in this fucking cheap shit fucking priest outfit, and spout these words of dialogue out. Take one, done. Get it into the editing system, or maybe not. We'll just edit it in our fucking phone and then release it.
That's a wrap on Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
But if you make any profit, then it's worth it. Just like we were saying before, some people spend their money on collecting Blu-rays.
They have to be making something. How do they keep turning these out? They have to be making money.
Something.
But do I feel like
why would there be?
I don't even like. I want to make money too. I'd like to make money too. Like, mark my words. Unless something happens, I'm like, oh guys, let's just fucking make an Amityville movie. I'm not gonna do that.
We can. Amityville exploding.
We can. It's being done. Canadian Amityville.
Yeah.
Amityville in Oshawa.
Get out, please.
Of Canada.
Please.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Get out.
Get out. You too.
Get off the roof.
It throws around cups of fucking Tim Hortons coffee and shit. Ah! Somebody ducks into the fucking
into the demon's face. Sorry, get out. That should be the fucking.
It should be. I'm sorry. Get out.
Get out.
You're in my house.
Of my house, right? See, again, that's a skit. See, that a 5-minute trailer of Canadian
they're making them into movies. They're making them into movies, and you know that they don't even care. I don't even know if these things have a script. I think it's just like, okay, ad lib, say you're touching some buttons here and whatever, and they just make it up as they go along.
Let's do it. Amityville podcast. We can start videoing this podcast as we do anyway, and we'll somehow get Amityville involved in it. You know what I mean? I could say, well, guys, I'm looking at this house. I'm gonna buy this house, maybe. I don't know. Or I just moved into this house. Look, Dave bought a new house. Okay, we're setting up. This will be different. It'll be bare, and then I'll add stuff to it, and then we'll add. Okay, look, he's moved in. You know what I mean? It'd be nothing on the wall at first. We just moved in, so we'll be doing things, and then eventually we could be doing this. And because we have a podcast, one day we have to, as a
Amityville podcast.
We get a Ouija. That's what I'm saying. Amityville podcast. That's the name of the movie, right? So as a lark, one day we get a Ouija board, okay? And somebody is a guest on the show, and they said, just for shits and giggles, because we're reviewing a couple of movies about Ouija boards. Okay, let's do it. Let's get in and see if we could talk to our friend who just departed or something. Let's say someone just died in the horror community. Okay, a friend of ours. So we get out there, we do our thing. Next thing you know, oh shit! The movie starts shaking there, things start happening, and again, we can come back once a week, and it gets worse each week, and then we get to the point, well, maybe we should stop doing the podcast, and then, it could turn into what the original.
Whatever it's gonna take to stop doing the podcast, I'm down.
Amityville podcast.
As soon as I said it, I'm telling you, Amityville. Don't you think that horror fans like podcasts, and they like Amityville? It's a match made in heaven. We can get it out there. I want to see that on the Walmart shelves. Amityville podcast.
How about Amityville VHS group, and the demon just targets VHS collectors, and then and they all just die a horrible death.
And that'd be great. And they're all collecting Amityville VHSs. So it can be meta. You know what I mean? It exists in this world. However, there really is an Amityville.
I just sent you the link to the worst movie I think I've ever seen. And if Amityville in Space, or Amityville Clown, or Amityville Nun Lover, or whatever they call are coming out, and this movie's coming out, there's just I don't know what's happening. I would figure that people would be demanding more quality and more the look at this. Don't you think that this movie, so the film is called If You Think You're Lonely Now, it looks like a horror film, correct? By that poster art?
Oh, hold on, I gotta look. Just by the poster art. Oh wait, it's in the chat you sent it? Okay, I want to look in the
Skype chat. In the Skype chat.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know how to access these things.
Guys, it's an hour and 10 minutes with opening and closing credits.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch this based on this.
And logos. And it has the audacity to fucking throw on a to be continued at the end of the movie when it doesn't even give us a full fucking movie. And it's not even a horror film. I don't know what it is. It just jumps all over the place. I feel bad for the main actress. I've said this to anybody that I've had a little discussion with. She's actually all right, but she's stuck. She's surrounded by people that have brain fog. I think brain fog director, brain fog writer, and it's just horrible. Brain fog sound design. There are scenes where you can't even hear the dialogue. So no effort was put into this, and yet this is available for anybody to watch for free on Tubi.
I gotta find it. I can't
find
it in the chat.
It's not on IMDb. It's not on IMDb. They didn't even have the, like, you could put any movie on IMDb, as we well know, right. And they haven't even loaded it up to IMDb yet.
Wow, I can't find it though.
Fucking abysmal. You can't just hit the chat column, the button at the bottom there. It says chat.
Hold on.
You click on it.
Okay, chat. Okay, hold on. Let's see. So what am I looking at? Tubi TV movie?
Picture.
Clicking on this? Okay,
yeah.
Let's see.
It doesn't show you the picture there?
I see a picture, just like a woman with her eyes moved over to one side, kind of. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, and there's like a demon hand scratch. Yeah.
I can't see anything. I can't open it though.
Oh, there is a demon hand. I thought that was her hair.
Yeah, so I still don't see it, but I can't click on it. Nothing works.
Yeah, don't click on it. It's spam.
Yeah.
It's clickbait.
You're not really missing anything to click on it, but this movie is a 0. This movie, this is worse than Spookies. Spookies at least had some atmosphere and some good shots within, like, obviously it was an unfinished film that someone decided to make a business move on, film some unrelated shit and package it all together. It's still crap, but it's way better. So that's a high 0. And this is fucking low rung 0.
Oh, God.
This is 0.
Wow. Yeah, that does suck. I almost watched Spookies on this time off. Damn it.
I have no desire to ever watch Spookies again.
No?
So you couldn't even see the poster, Dave?
I'll never watch it again.
It was trying to open up my Chrome now. It finally happened, but I'm shutting it off. I'm going back to you guys. I don't want to. Took all that time.
I just took a screenshot of it. So that's the poster. I'll put it in.
Oh, okay. Now I can see that.
It looks like a horror film.
Yeah, it's not a horror film.
No.
Wow.
Unless domestic abuse is horror. Yet, honestly, they just tagged that on. I think they tagged that on to make the movie. I worry that some foundation gave them money because they guise this as like some domestic abuse, like, warning film. And maybe the intentions are good at the soul of the project, but everything about it is abysmal. Like, I can't use another word. It's horrible.
I can't believe you watched.
Horrible. I stuck with it. I'm like, I'm fucking watching this whole thing. I tortured myself. Did I lean on the fast forward button a little bit? Yeah, of course I did. Or the skip forward, whatever they've got on Tubi. But
and you had to watch the commercial, so it was more like 72 minutes.
I don't even think commercials wanted to be associated with this movie.
You were like, that got a commercial. I love these commercials. These are great. Please don't come back on movie.
Yeah. I can't wait for part 2.
Somebody's buying these movies if they're making the shelf. Someone recently, I was somewhere. Hold on, where could this be? Because I'm not even online. Wait a minute. Where did I see this? Must have been on YouTube. Must have been on YouTube. I'm telling you, because I'm not. So it must have been in the comments on a video thing I was watching on YouTube. And so, oh no, it was just a video of it saying that their Best Buy or something, everything's off the shelf. There's no more physical media at their Best Buy. It's getting smaller and smaller. And people are talking about how their Walmarts in their area are eliminating physical media on this. So I had to go to my Walmart to see what was going on at my store. So I did the other day. I went to my Walmart early in the morning. Nobody's there, you know. I said, okay, I got to see what's up here, just for curiosity's sake. So I went to Walmart. I looked. It was status quo. It was fine. Still many more DVDs than Blu-rays, which I still fascinates me.
Yeah.
But they're there.
I know.
Right?
They love their DVDs there at Walmart.
Right, they do.
Same thing at Target.
Okay, so they're still there. Although, again, some areas are closing. Some Walmarts are clearing their shelves, and a lot of Best Buys are. So who knows what the future holds. But as I'm there looking in the new section, the new horror movies. They had that one little section that's like horror and sci-fi, like for new releases. I saw 2 Amityville movies, one next to the other, and I forgot one might have been in space. Is it out yet or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because there's just a trailer that was showing.
Okay, well there were 2 next to each other, and I'm trying to figure out maybe if I just type in Amityville 2022, see what comes up.
Well, they've aped off of every series because they have had an Amityville in the Hood, and they've now had Amityville in space. So it's not they're not even thinking outside the box really. The fact that the in space. Yeah.
Sorry. No.
There's nothing to apologize for. Trust me, cut me off. Fucking discretion.
I think Uprising was one. And it's got 2 guys on the cover with baseball bats. It looks like nothing. To serve, to protect, and to fight the undead. So a zombie movie called Amityville Uprising. See, that's just insulting. It just rubs me wrong.
Fighting zombie houses.
I mean, it's so terrible. But then there's going to be a movie called Amityville Exorcist. I mean, and now Exorcist, that word is becoming the new Amityville. They're throwing the word Exorcist into anything and putting it out. It's another bastard.
Let's get Exorcist in space out quick. Let's get it done. Exorcist in space.
Let's get Amityville versus Exorcist in space out.
Yeah. Amityville Poltergeist Exorcist. That's it's just 3 horror titles as your title. 2.
How about next
year?
TOO, of course. Yeah. The next year's Summer Sausage. We'll bring back the Amityville, and we'll do Amityville and the Muppets. And then we can do Amityville in space versus Muppets from space. And see which one is better. Can you imagine?
I'll watch
like Amityville.
If Amityville in space comes out, I'll watch it. I'll take one for the team. But I that trailer was tough to get through.
Not do it.
I honestly think they use a star wipe in one section. It's just fucking horrible.
That used to be me. That was me 7 weeks ago. 7 weeks. My life has changed so dramatically. That will never be me again.
I'm happy.
You know what it is?
I'm really happy.
I don't know what happened.
I'll tell you what it is. Because I have it too. It's no different than I get the same feeling when I finish something creative. There's this emptiness. And what happened was you put so much time and dedication into watching 2021 films that when it was over, it was like a depressing release. Like I watched way less than you. No, I watched way less than you, and I felt like after we recorded that second show with Watson, I'm like, oh, I feel empty. Like all that time gone.
Maybe it was Watson.
No, but I think it's just that you spent so much time and it was over, and it's like, it's done now, and it will be. It's the same whenever you take on something, you put your heart, everything into it, and then it's done. It's clean and it's cut. You're starting over again. There's a feeling, and some people, like for me, it's a depressing release, and I feel like kind of empty for a bit. I'm like, oh. Usually it comes out.
I was like, oh god.
Yeah. And we didn't have the outlet.
I felt okay.
Well, you had brain fog.
But I took it slow. I paced myself. Well, and I was sick too. But I paced myself a certain way, so I only go hardcore for like a month, and I enjoy that month of hard, freaking cramming for that month. Is fun every year to do that in December and January.
Hardcore cramming versus
Amityville hardcore cramming.
And speaking of Watson,
hardcore cramming me.
I did a show with Watson. I jumped on his show with Jay of the Dead and Projectile Varmint. The show that he does.
Awesome.
Horror movie weekly. No, not Jay Murph. No.
Jay Murph.
Jay of the Dead. Jay Murph. Jay Smith.
I think I have emphysema.
Brandon cracked that joke 30 seconds ago. Did you?
It was funnier when he said it though.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, check it out. We talked about what the hell did we talk about? We talked about a movie. I forgot what it was. Oh, Butterfly Kisses. Butterfly Kisses. So Horror Movie Weekly. Check it out.
The found footage?
Yeah, found footage.
Yeah, that was a good film.
Remember that one? Yeah, we talked about it. I liked it the most. I'll tell you that much.
I enjoyed it too. That was very good.
Yeah, it took this watch for me to really appreciate some things in it too. So you know how that goes. I have something here per Christian's request. That's what it says.
Oh.
Per Christian's request.
What was my request?
It's from Eric Webster. It's from Eric Webster. So get ready.
Okay.
Is it from Pickle? Is it from Pickle?
Hey guys, this is Eric Webster. I was just listening to your part 2 of the best of 2021, and Christian specifically requested that I send a voicemail to let you guys know where I've been and why you haven't heard from me. So here I am. The story is that back at the end of September, I really sprained my ankle badly. I sent Dave a picture of it. I don't know if you guys know this, but Dave and I message back and forth on a semi-regular basis. He probably just doesn't mention it because he doesn't want to get Brandon all spun up. But yeah, I really sprained my ankle badly. So I was in excruciating pain for a little while. And then after that, I was in just constant discomfort for well over a month. And because of that, I was having a hard time sleeping. And because of my hard time sleeping, I would just have very little energy and barely make it through the workday and just spend the rest of my time wishing for sleep or death or both. And all of this sent me into a depressive episode. So pretty much I didn't do much of anything until mid-November because I was just down and out. So many things went by the wayside during that period of time, including listening to podcasts. So I did not listen to your show for a while. Sorry about that. Don't take it personally. Didn't listen to anybody else's either. So, then I had some catching up to do on all the stuff that had gone to the wayside while I was non-functional. And then I went out of town for Christmas. And then when I came back, I immediately got sick. It may have been COVID. I don't know. I'll never know because I couldn't get my hands on a test while I was sick. But the symptoms certainly seemed to match up with Omicron. So that was how I started the new year. Wow. And now I'm back on my feet, looking to move forward and have a better 2022. So, sorry I was gone for a while, but I'm back to it now. And now about this thing between me and Brandon. First of all, Dave, you don't just get to sit there and declare feuds between people unless you're one of the people. Like, okay, if Christian does something to make me mad, I can say, I declare a feud between myself and Christian. But I can't just sit over here on the sidelines and say, I declare a feud between David and Christian. That's not how that works. So stop it. Stop trying to make trouble. And about the Hitler remark, oh my goodness. See, here's the thing. I found some of Brandon's remarks about me not watching trailers to be complete overreactions and over the top. So, see, I thought it would be funny to criticize his overreaction with an overreaction of my own that was even more over the top. Clearly, my attempt at this failed. You guys all turned into a bunch of pearl clutchers over there all of a sudden. You compared him to Hitler. But yeah.
I don't remember getting that mad.
I'd like to formally apologize to the hosts and listeners and families and pets of the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast for any hard feelings or emotional harm I may have caused with that comment. But really, I think if there's any friction between Brandon and myself, there's really only one person to blame, and that's Mr. Watson. Because here's the deal. Back in the day when there was a network called Horrorphilia Network of Podcasts, and when there was a show called Horror Corridor on that network, Watson told myself and Brandon, at least I'm assuming he told Brandon the same thing, otherwise he's a liar.
The orphanage.
That we were both going to be on the same episode of Horror Corridor to talk about Spanish horror.
Yep. With
Orphanage being the movie on his list that the episode was going to be centered on. And then talking about some additional Spanish language horror films as well. So I was looking forward to maybe talking about Time Crimes or Sleep Tight or things like that. And I'm sure if that had come to be, Brandon and I would have bonded talking about Spanish horror and we would be best buds. But because Mr. Watson walked away from the horror corridor and pod faded and let it die along with the Horrorphilia network, Brandon and I never got that chance to bond. And so now here we are fighting about trailers and commercial-free football. So the whole thing's silly. And the only reason it happened is because Mr. Watson took that chance away from us. Become friends. So that being said, at the end of the day, if I'm being honest, I think we can all agree it's Mr. Watson's fault. So anyway, I have no hard feelings. I hope nobody else has any hard feelings. And I would love to come on the show sometime and shoot the shit with you guys. If you want that to happen, let me know, and we'll make it happen. So
wasn't he supposed to?
Guys. Still love the show. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, that brings us up to speed and pretty much solves everything. Well, on my end, I don't know, but Brandon,
what?
You're all good?
I was never mad at him.
I blame Brandon not watching.
Why do you blame me?
Because Watson probably tried to get the show going, but you didn't respond to his messages because apparently
I was ready for the orphanage. I said it before Eric even said it. I forgot about the commercial-free football comments. I love that. Every Sunday morning, I knew there were 7 hours of uninterrupted commercial-free football because of Eric's post. Just like I know the exact. Just like now I know, and this is funny. I can't make fun of it because I play the game too, but I know like every day the exact time he solves the day's Wordle. He posts Wordle. I play it too, Eric. So I just don't.
Wow.
I play Wordle and I play Quordle. Quordle is 4 simultaneous Wordles happening, and you've got 9 or 10 chances to get all 4 correct. So once you're done the Wordle for the day, do Quordle, which is Quordle, and have fun with that.
Today
was the first day that I got fucked. It's just it's a word game that's online. Yes, but that goes without saying. I thought it was and wait, before we get more on Wordle, wasn't Eric supposed to be on our upcoming show? Weren't we doing a pick at his soon?
Well, it was discussed because he wanted to do some crazy thing a long time ago, and I forgot what it was. It was some big thing. And he goes, well, this, and this, and it was like something that was an expensive tier. I go, well, we're not going to charge you an expensive tier. It would be a cheaper thing because you're a regular person and this and that and a podcast.
You're just a regular person. We don't.
A regular patron, I meant to say. A regular patron. And I was like, yeah, have the idea and come on and we'll just.
Sorry.
We're not going to. Where it's usually like a $30 show, I told him, I go, we're not going to do that. You're going to come on. We'll figure something else out.
$27.99.
$27.99 because you're a regular person.
Discussion stopped because we were so backed up. Now we're completely caught up except for one Rain Man show.
Yeah.
And then this thing happened, and I remember that happening. And then I haven't been online really, so I didn't notice a lack of certain things. Like I don't get to talking about Quordle or some shit. Something fucking bad milk. Whatever the fuck it is.
Quordle's the bad milk version.
I don't know what the hell it is. So again, so we could still do that with Eric, or I guess now is as good a time as any. We're going to be winding down, but the thing is, we're talking about the future of the podcast.
We're going to be winding down.
No,
we just came back from and we're going to be winding down.
That was very weird. We could have Eric on, but we're going to be winding down. We've been off for 7 weeks. We're going to take another 8 weeks off.
I'm trying to stick to the 2.5 hour format Christian's so fond of. That's all
I know. I'm actually fond of the 2 hour format. Even better than the 2.5 hour.
I'm okay with 3, but I can live with 2.5. That's okay. Because I always find out at the end of the show, I always find myself rushing because I write things down. I take notes, right, about things that I want to bring up. Then the natural conversation goes a certain way. Then I start looking at the end. I'm like, oh, man, I forgot to bring up this, and this. It's happening already.
There was nothing natural about anything that was said in the last 2.5 hours.
Unnatural.
Quordle.
So we were tossing around the idea of maybe on the BS shows moving forward, maybe. There's a lot of things we discussed. We're going to just put it out there. Maybe if we're going to have guests, those are going to be the shows to have guests so they can come on and BS with us. Because I know some people want to do it. So we're thinking, if we're going to have guests again, why not come on and BS?
But only ordinary guests.
Yeah, ordinary people. or whatever I said. Real people. What did I say? I forgot. I already forgot.
Ordinary, right?
Ordinary is what I said. Ordinary people.
Eric's just an ordinary guy. He could be on an ordinary show.
No, regular. He's a regular person, I said.
Regular? Honestly, now I don't know. I lost the thread too.
You got the brain fog, I guess.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think I'm getting what you're getting. I've been feeling like shit the last couple of days.
Assholeitis?
Aww.
I've been declaring feuds all weekend. And I'm not even involved with any of them.
Who are you declaring them with?
Other people. You, Eric Webster, Christian and Pickle.
Christian and Pickle.
I walk like I got a pickle up my ass.
That's amazing. I never thought I'd hear that. Christian and Pickle.
Frozen pickle.
I love Pickle.
Oh. Well, maybe Pickle will be on the show when Eric comes on. We'll see. We'll have a whole party. Pickle's a cat, right?
Yeah. Pickle's Eric's cat.
Okay, well, we'll get my cat.
No, Pickle.
Brain fog. I can't remember if it was an animal, a dog or a cat. It's just for a second. Dogs and cats living together. So we may be having guests just on the BS thing because it adds an element to us BSing, having someone there just to, what are they, I don't know. That's one thing we're talking about. We're also discussing what we want to do for episode 200, and we're also discussing what we want to do for our theme for the year. So we've had conversations privately. What do you guys think about this?
I don't love the 200 idea.
Okay.
I don't have anything better right now. I don't want to be a dick. I don't know if I'm
You're not being
in love
a dick.
I don't know if I'm in love with the idea. What episode are we on now?
169. But I want to get ahead of the game. So
no, that makes sense.
And it's the same month as the top 20 show. Is the top 22. It's January.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it easy. That's why I proposed that, because it's just a little, not that much work. But continue.
Yeah, that's all I got. All I remember is like the ideas floating around. I was just like, I don't know about that. Seems like a lot of work.
What were
See, I don't think it seems like a lot of
Huh?
I have brain fog. What are the ideas?
Top 200 pickles.
Sorry, I got distracted.
100.
Yeah.
Top 100 horror movies of all time. Just like we did for the top decade thing. But in this case, everyone gives their list of their top 100 movies. We just do the math and we fucking do like we did last time.
And here's the only reason why I don't love that idea. I feel like when we go through that list, I feel like once we get to the top, it's going to be sort of anticlimactic.
Maybe, but who knows? It might be. Actually, it would be the top 200 movies because it's episode 200. But we figured that if everybody gave a list of 100, there's going to be enough. Because it's like you said on the show, B, when you did all the math, and you said that there was.
Oh yeah.
We only had to have 100, but we actually had like how many movies actually came up? Like
170 different movies probably got mentioned.
Something like that. So. Anyway, I thought it would be easy. That's why I thought that. And it's an easy thing,
I don't know.
200.
I don't have any better ideas right now, so I don't know. I just feel like there might be something that we're missing.
As long as we can figure it out within the next, I don't know, by show 175. By 175, we should have it figured out.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's basically...
That's 6 shows from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we want to get cracking right away on it, I think, because it's easy that way. That's my theory. I don't know. What do you think, C?
Yeah, I was shocked when we were talking about it. If you remember in chat, I was like, "That's going to be that's a year from now." But I know what you're saying because we got to get people to
creeps up.
Yeah,
but do you think the top 100 movies or even the top 200 movies makes for a good list, or do you feel like it's been done?
It's been.
Well, no
done,
one's ever.
But again, it's all relative. Just like anything, everything's been done. It's how it's done, and the fact that the way we're doing it would probably be different than what other shows have done by pooling together the lists and the ranking system and whatnot. But yeah, that's why there's a lot more prep involved for it. And you know what? There were some surprises, I think, when we did the top 100 of the decade, it's the top 100 of the decade, right?
Yeah,
a few surprises. I mean, yeah. Do you think The Exorcist and The Shining are going to be nearing the top there? And yeah, The Witch might not though get as high as you think because there are a group. It depends on who we're polling, but there are a lot of group of people that don't love the last, decade or 20 years as much as they do the 70s and 80s, right? So that's why I think it would be interesting, because I think we'll get it's who we pick to get those lists, though, that will make it interesting.
Well, the people that would pick would be same as last time. If you're a podcast host and you did the last one, you're invited, and all patrons are invited. So it's if anything, it'll be less. Who knows? I'm just saying.
I'm with Brandon. Anyway. If there was another idea, I'd be all for it as well. I'm coming up kind of goose eggs, right? So I'm okay with this for the time being.
It was either that or we do 10 top 20 lists, because that equals 200. We do top 20 lists that we've never done. And that seems like...
I know you guys... I'm getting tired of those in a sense, because I always find that those ones I'm just throwing like shit together to round out the list. Whereas the only ones that are important are like the first 5 or 10 on the list, and everything else is just kind of filler. So, I don't know.
That's fair. People like it. The listeners like those, and most listeners, when we talked about it in chat, like the top 200 idea. But again, these are early. I'm just trying to get it.
If people are liking the idea, then we can go with it.
Well, not if you're really opposed to it. Then that's not fair.
I'm not really opposed to it. I just didn't love it initially. But honestly, I haven't thought of anything where I'm like, oh, we should do this. Like if anything comes up, we'll sit on it think about it for a few weeks and.
Right.
Did you tally the list the last time, Brandon? Were you the one that did?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
I would do it this time. I would keep fucking B. Wouldn't have to do anything. I would keep him out of it. I would do it all. That's why another thing. That's why I wanted to get ahead of the game. So I could tell everybody, have all the lists in. The show's not till January. I could say have all the lists in by fucking September.
Yeah.
Seriously, really have the time to take your time with it and freaking put the numbers in it. I think that would be fine. But anyway. Again, it was just the best I can come up with that day. I had all this extra time thinking and trying to see, what are we going to do? I want to get ahead of it, because you want to be like other shows, and we're just the biggest thing is that it's going to be in January, and we already have the top 22. So it's like, well, I don't want to make it where it's going to be movies where we have to do a whole bunch of reviews or a whole bunch of this to sit there and just make a list now. I can make my top 100 list in the next week, just looking around and looking at things and do my thing. And then it's just the only other work is tallying up fucking what other people submit. So to me, it sounds easy as opposed to actually doing, real work for it. But that was my take. It seemed easy. So anyway, a little more on that. What was it? About a theme for the year. I did talk about something in the chat. I don't know what you guys thought about it. C seemed like he liked it, but I don't know. How about the...
You got to refresh my memory. We talk about a lot of things in the chat. I've forgotten already. Sorry?
The year of the year. Remember that? Remember that expression?
Yeah.
The year of the year. The show's gone downhill year after year to the year of the year.
Well, hold on. Let me...
I like that.
See, the year of the year. It's got a good ring to it. Year of the year. I know it's in the chat here. Hold on. Easier to... All right. The year of the year.
You should be writing the script. The year
Unbelievable.
I think now might be a good time to announce my retirement.
No.
I have to give my 2 weeks today.
Yeah.
Why can't I find the year of the year? I wrote it down in here, so it should very well be here.
The year of the year should be here.
Oh, okay, here it is.
Was I in a good mood that day?
I found it. Okay, well, here's what I proposed it. I said, I don't think it... And what's the idea? And I said, the year of the year. And then you said, sound good to me. But this is what I
said. That sound good to me. That sounds good to me. Sound good to me.
Sound
good to me.
Sound good to me. Whatever's going to stop this messenger feed from continuing.
Sound good to me.
This is the only message you're in. He wants to stop it. He's not even spending time in ours. Again, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you have another 100 chats I don't know about. What do I know?
No. I think I talked to Heather like 2 weeks ago once. Chris, a.k.a. Scott, reaches out every now and then. We shoot things back and forth. Same with Jason Smith. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, this is exactly what I wrote. My idea is this. We take the randomizer. decide when to start and when it ends, and randomly pick a year. Whatever year comes up, we either pick 5 movies and have them vote, or pick 2 ourselves for 2 or 3, depending on the particular show. So we put in the
I do like that.
randomizer, we put in a year. Like, we'll start, like, whatever. What do we do for 50 years of horror? Whatever it is. What year are we?
Well,
we can start it in, like...
Where did you want to do it, though? Did you want to start it from, like, Nosferatu time? Or do you want to start it, like, from
No. The year of the year.
50
years. 1972 to 1920.
How was I supposed to get... Brandon, would you have gotten the year to the year? 50. Like, how was I supposed to pull that number out of the fucking...
Didn't you know before 1972 they weren't called years?
I just said whatever.
The year of the year, except for those years. That's what we gotta call this season.
Fucking year. We can do 19. It's free. So
72.
0 to fucking I figure we do something. The year of the year. So whatever year.
We're doing 2000 BC. Man, there's slim pickings.
This is what I said. We take the randomizer, decide when to start and when it ends, and randomly pick a year. So we have carte blanche. It doesn't even have to be 2022, obviously. So 79 to 2020 even. Or we could stop it. Like when we started the podcast. We started the podcast at what year? 2015?
Yeah.
We can do it 75 to 2015 if we want. Only make it 40 years. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. So we come up with that.
73. Let's start 73, or make it to 50 years then. 50 years seems. Well, I guess 73 to. Well, it depends on how we're gonna. Are we being inclusive of this year? Probably
64
not.
64 to 2014.
Not this year, because there have to be movies that.
Those 50 years.
Yeah. That's fine.
I guess it ends at 21.
Yeah.
So honestly, that would be 50 years, right? It would be
71 to 21.
Well, 72 to 21.
Oh, okay.
Because you're
if you include 72 and 21.
Yeah, not counting the year 0.
Right. So 72. Wow, the year I was born. Wow. Holy shit, it's perfect.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. He didn't realize that
and it's 50 years.
50 years.
Just like me. I was born in 72. Wow. I wasn't even thinking that. So, holy shit.
You really do. This brain fog's real, Brandon. Like,
honestly,
I thought we already went through this.
It's very real. I don't even know if Dave's aware of what he's saying right now.
What did I say?
Well,
any of this. The year of the year, except those years.
The year of the year, and then I'm like, well, what year are we picking? You're like, well, the last 50, of course. Like, I was supposed to just know that.
Of course.
I didn't say the last 50, of course. I said we decide when to start and when to finish. So I said we can
say, of course.
No, I didn't.
I think he did.
But he said 50. He just pulled 50. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to know that?
No. I all of a sudden in discussion, I said, wait a minute, we could do this year and it'd be an even 50, I said. I didn't even think of 50 till fucking we started the conversation. Initially, I said we can start it in like 75 when we did our remember the show we did?
Yeah,
episode
the top
10.
40. Now that's
right,
horror.
Right, now that's horror.
No, this is horror. So this is like the requel.
Yeah. But
I like the 50 years, the 72 to 2021.
So that's what we do. So that's what we'll do. Now what we'll do is we can, again, that's the idea though, the year of the year. So we randomize it, whatever year comes up, like if we were doing it next show, you'll put the fucking randomizer in, put it on the show, see what comes up, and then boom, there you go.
Pretty sure next show is supposed to be a BS show.
A Be Real show. What do you say?
A BS show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said year of the BS.
Yeah, be real.
No, I like this. Year of the year.
Year of the year.
For lack of a better title.
Year of the year.
Okay, let's call it the Big 50. What can I tell you? The Big 50.
We can't leave year of the year out now. It's just so fucking ridiculous that we gotta have.
That's the fun of it. The year of the year. Hey, you know what I mean? It's stupid.
I think I just said redonkulous. Like who has said redonkulous in the last like 20 years?
No one. You.
Exactly.
Apparently
Exactamundo.
Yeah. So that's what we could do. We can, for a regular show where we do 2 movies, we can each pick a movie or something. Or we can take turns, or I don't know. Or we can each come up with a movie and then.
I'm glad the math worked out for you there when you said for a regular movie we do 2 movies. We can each pick one, except for one of us.
Well, we'll decide who gets voted out because we want to make everybody happy. So we'll each bring a movie to the table, and one gets voted out. Unless it's a big show, we're doing 3 movies. That's different. But then we have one more big show to do for the Ram Man. So I don't know if we do that now or what the deal is.
We got to get that show. We'll get that show done. Is it all from the same year?
Yep. Wouldn't that be something?
1970.
Is it? No, it's not.
Yes, there was. He had Witchfinder General. He had Dark Shadows, House of Dark Shadows.
You mean to tell me they're all the same year?
Ram Man had two movies from the same year, I think.
Oh,
I think Witchfinder General might have been 69, but he had 2 and then he had some from that year that we were prepping for 1970.
Here's what they are: Witchfinder General, House of Long Shadows, and The Mummy. The Mummy's from 1959.
House of Long Shadows and Witchfinder General are from 69, 70.
I just watched Witchfinder General for the fuck of it this past month, actually. Finally. Well, that's okay. It'll be a second time watch. Is usually better. Because we did everything else. This is the last one, Ram Man. Witchfinder General, House of Long Shadows. We watched House of Long Shadows for 1970?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, then we all did. Well, at least I did. And The Mummy. So maybe that's next show or the show after. Whatever.
House of Long Shadows or House of Dark Shadows?
Yeah, Long Shadows. Dark Shadows is what... House of Long Shadows.
Ah, see? Dog Shadows.
House of Long Shadows?
Did you say Dog Shadows?
No, I did not.
House of Dog Shadows. It's Michael Myers' house.
House of Long Shadows is from 83. House of Dark Shadows is from 70.
Oh, it's Vincent Price. House of Long Shadow. Maybe
that must be what he's talking about. Nice.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I didn't watch that one for 1970 because it came out in 83.
Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. I mean, can it get any better?
And it's a Pete Walker film. John Carradine's in it.
It could get better.
Cool.
And The Mummy from 1959 is Cushing and Lee. Yeah.
Oh, that movie.
Comedy horror mystery. Nice. 6 out of 2. 6.2 out of 10.
6 out of 2.
Brain fog.
I don't know why that was really more. 6 out of 2. 6 out of 2 is this year's new 8 out of 5.
6 out of 2.
Oh, you want to talk about
movies too?
Maybe we have a new segment called Brain Fog, and I'll tell you my brain fog moment of so you know the band Ghost, correct?
Yeah.
Dave, you've heard of them, and okay, so they have a new album coming out, but I mean I've been listening to them for a long time as well, and I love this song called Dance Macabre. Love it. Listen to it over and over again, and I just realized that the lyrics were. So I always thought I want to dance with Chew all night, and we always thought he just said Chew wrong, like as a joke. Kind of, my wife was like, he says that so stupidly. I can't take the song seriously. I just realized the lyrics were, I want to bewitch you.
Bewitch.
Oh.
I want to bewitch you all night, not bewitch you. I'm like, holy shit. Because I never looked at the lyrics. I always just listened to the song and whatever. So I watched the video for it, and the video had like subtitles, like the lyrics popping up. I'm like, it was that moment of like, oh my god, I am such a fucking idiot.
Bewitch you.
Yeah,
it's clever.
I want to bewitch you all night, and I'm like, I can't believe I didn't know that. Which then led to the whole. I don't
feel like that's that bad.
Okay.
I mishear lyrics all the time, so I'm not. I give you a pass on that one.
And my wife's good one, which I always thought was funny because it was always not like, the bathroom on the right one. Everybody did that for Bad Moon Rising or whatever. But hers was always like, I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day. That's what she thought. That's what she thought the lyrics.
And part of
every day.
That's funny. And part of every day.
Part of every day. Part of. That's fucking great.
That's actually
by
really
3 o'clock. I'm out. I gotta nap to get back to the nighttime party.
The best one I ever heard is a friend of mine at the pizzeria back in the day. You know that song? It's all right. All right, girl. There was a remake and there was an original, all right? The original one, he thought he was saying, it's all right, a white girl. A white girl. Because it's all right. Oh, shit.
I'm having Colored Bear flashbacks.
Colored Bear. When C was saying that thing about dance with you or dance with you or whatever, I thought he was going to say, at first he said dance with you, right? I thought it was going to lead to, he thought he was saying, or the guy lyrically was saying dance with Jew, like dance a Jewish
Jew. Yeah.
Dance with Jew.
It was I want to be with you. Sorry, if I said dance with you, I want to be with you all night. It's bewitch you, but I think I said that. But who knows? Because it's called Dance Macabre.
That's why you don't write the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it was like one of those moments. I'm like, wow, wowzer. Obviously, it's a play on words, but the fact that I didn't even get it, I thought he was just saying "chew" funny. I want to be with you all night.
This segment of Brain Fog was brought to you by 6 out of 2 Productions.
6 out of 2.
6 out of 2.
It's a new 8 out of 5.
Funnier than 8 out of 5 this year.
I've been outdone. Finally.
I don't know why. 8 out of 5 was great. It had a great run, but 6 out of 2?
Why didn't you say 6 out of 2? Were you trying to say 6.2?
I
was trying to say 6.2 on these. Like 6 out of 2, 6.2.
God, it's like my kids. Like I told you before, nothing sneaks by them. You see something just a little wrong, bah, they're right on it.
That's how you guys are with me this whole show. Everything I've said, you jumped every. Oh, you forgot to say an S.
I think it's payback. It's payback.
I guess so. It's payback.
My sweater. My sweater.
Oh,
my sweater.
Sweater.
My sweater.
Look at this. Sweater. We already this is everybody's got fucking brain fog because oh no, forget it. I do.
No, well, I want to know what it is now. What is it?
I thought I was looking at our chat. I was looking at the chat with the Ram Man, and he says, "Okay, House of Long Shadows, it's got price and etc." And Daily Motion, you showed the video. I thought we already came to the conclusion, the three of us, a long time ago, that it was House of Long Shadows, not Dark Shadows. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did we forget this conversation? But we didn't have the conversation. I had it with fucking Rayman.
I don't know why I thought it was House of Dark Shadows. Maybe I don't know.
Because in 1970, you thought it was a 1970 show.
Yeah. Oh, natural.
But
no, that's cool.
Happy.
I like that. So are we doing that next? We should probably do that next and then get into our routine, right? For year of the year.
We'll do that next, and then we'll do year of the year. We'll do our drawing next show and come up with our 3 flicks and see which one's going to make the cut. You know, that'd be cool. We could even do it live on the show. Well, we can't because we got to come up with the movies. If someone says to you 1979, you're not just going to know right away what you're going to pick. I mean, I guess
Phantasm.
Up, but... See, there you go.
Alien, Phantasm.
We haven't done Alien, have we?
Yeah, no.
Wow. Well, that's going to come in.
You're right. We have done Phantasm.
Right.
We're doing it again.
We're doing it again. It doesn't matter. That's the movie of the year.
The year of the year.
Yep. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Welcome back. Hopefully, thanks for bearing with us. Hopefully that my, shows weren't too bad. My solo joints that I did. All fucking brain fogged. So.
I love that.
But it's great to be back. Yeah. It's great to be back. So
I'm glad to be back too. I was really looking forward to today, and you guys didn't let me down, thankfully.
Right on. Right? Happy beat.
Both did the thumbs up.
So, okay. All right.
Anyway, thanks.
We'll be out.
Thank you.
Thank you. We miss you. We love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.